Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fates and Fables. I'm Kyle Brodigan, your humble DM, and we embark on an adventure unlike any other you've ever seen before. We're playing a 5e Dungeons and Dragons game, but with a little twist. The setting I have our player adventures going on is in a steampunk setting, so although we may seem some familiar monsters of lore, you also see some fun, little tidbits along the way, or in the air, or streaking across the ground on a sheet of light. Please join us as we follow Ilona, Styx, Jill, Frey, Tixon, Volt, and Persephone, a newly formed group, part of the Heroes Guild known as the GearHearts, as they travel across the land to help those who can't help themselves, fight the good fight, good versus evil, and hopefully win the day. Please, I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy the show as we tune in for another episode of Fates and Fables. GearHearts Rising.
All right, hopefully this is working. Fantastic. All right, what's up, everyone? This is Kyle here. Fates and Fables, right? That's what we're playing,
Woo!
everyone. Boopity boopity boop. GearHearts Rising. We're gonna jump right into the action here. Everyone's just gonna introduce themselves real quick, and we're just gonna jump right in where we left off with a quick recap. So first of all, Nick. Well, let's see if everyone remembers. No one's gonna remember it all. That's fine. But I'll lead it. Okay, so Nick, you are next. Go ahead, Nick.
What do you mean I'm next? No, I play Voltal. I'm Nick Rivera from New York. The kid with the tube that might go boom.
You got to do your thing. You remember?
I did. I wrote it down this time. Hey.
Fantastic. All right, cool. Thank you, Nick. And next up is...
Well, that'd be me. I'm Cody. I play Frey Akra, and I hate shirts, and I'm also the one who's probably going to make that tube go boom. It's going to be a good time.
Wink, wink.
Oh.
Well, you know, I spent so much time comparing my my sword sizes with other people. It's bound to happen eventually.
The martyr, you sicko.
Oh shit, he is. I keep forgetting he's a little baby.
Oh, fuck, right. God, I can't make that joke anymore. Stop it.
Does anyone who remember who's next?
Me!
No.
Hey, go ahead, go.
Ah! My name's Kayla. I play Ilona. She's a half-elf artificer, and of course, she's accompanied by Misfit, who's an amalgamation of spare parts, magic, and awesomeness.
Fantastic. Thank you. Welcome. Does anyone remember who's next?
Crab.
Yes!
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Crab. I'm a lizard guy. I hit things. That's all.
Welcome, Crab. And next?
I can't remember if it's me or
It's you.
Styx.
No,
Okay, it's me. Okay, cool.
Styx is last. Always last.
Saving the
Heather,
best for last.
I play Persephone Sharon Ferdinand Kirini Darinar III, the human gunslinger, and we're in my hometown and dealing with family issues. Fun!
Which we will hopefully get to
Hey,
later.
Kevin. I play Styx, the friendly neighborhood goblin who's nice to everybody he meets.
Absolutely. On point.
Yeah.
On point. Straight to the point. All right, so welcome, everyone. So let's just jump right into the recap, and then we'll jump right into the game. So last time on GearHearts Rising, our band of heroes had met with, as our neighborhood gunslinger over here mentioned, we met with some noble NPC background here in terms of the House of Blades, the De Renard family, and after some interesting interactions, are preparing for an evening meal with the family from a invitation from Kunsa, who you all met before and helped escort back to the city of Azeroth. So, to eat up some time, we traversed over to the Academy, which is this R&D, research and development, military, tinkerers, and alchemists, and all kinds of interventions all coming together and you met with another person from Persephone's background, Professor Hans Ruprecht, who was very intrigued to meet all of you. Lots of different gizmos and gadgets in the Academy. You saw a gnome walk around with no pants on, and you saw things blowing up and dwarves blowing, all kinds of crazy stuff. The professor, after some some conversations, asked you all to help with an experiment of his. He took you down to the academy training grounds, if you will, and from the ground erupted these two large mechanical clockwork configurations that after he split you into two teams and actually split the arena into two sides, you actually made battle with these creatures and took them down relatively easily. Some battering along the way, but for the most part took them down very quickly. And that's where we left off. We had a nice little combat episode last time after a couple RP sessions before, so we're going to hop right back in. And at this time, Persephone had actually, unknown to the party for the most part, had actually traversed off to do a side little quest of her own, and actually has come back right at the tail end of this battle. What is it you guys want to do?
We all need to have that talk.
Okay.
Professor, can we borrow your office?
Oh yes, absolutely. I think that we talked about that before. In fact, hold on, and he reaches down to his little wristband here and pushes a couple buttons, and you see some Warforged kind of coming from here, there, and everywhere, starts to collect some of the pieces. They're actually a little smaller than some of the other ones that you met before. They're probably about gnomish size. Very small creatures start gathering up some of the pieces of these clockworks that have been extinguished by the GearHearts. And he leads you back up into his...
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Important thing. I point to the first small Warforged. Hey, what's your name?
My God.
Picking up an armored piece of the sentry over here to the side.
Your name is Manny. And then I point to the other one. Your name is Banelo.
Yes.
And you see them all kind of their heads start shaking because these aren't the typical Warforged that you met. They're a little smaller, so they collapse over to the ground.
That's just shoddy workmanship.
Broke them.
You said Barry M. Manilow, right? That's what you...
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other there's probably about 6 or 7 of them. The other ones continue about their work, not really paying attention to their fallen brethren, if you will. But yeah, these two Warforgeds that you talked to, the smaller gnomish ones, almost looks like you might have short circuited them a bit.
Hey, Professor.
What happened? He starts running over to them real quick. He's inspecting, picks up their heads and starts looking.
I don't know. They were just working on picking this stuff up, and then they just shook and fell over.
He starts investigating a little bit more. How could this happen? What? Oh my goodness! Starts
think
scratching his head.
These guys look a little different than everything I've seen outside. Are they the homemade contraption as compared to everything that's out there, or what's going on with those?
No, they're just not very. There's not a lot of space in there for storage. They're just clean. That's all they do. So. And he actually pulls. You see him in the back start to mingle with something on the backside of the cranium, and actually pulls the head forward, and there's almost on a hinge, and you see him start to look inside. Oh no, oh this is bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, oh. You see one of the Warforged over there stop, drops its stuff, turns and walks over and picks up the one. He starts picking up some other buttons. You see another one stop, drops a piece of the sentry, walks over and starts to pick up the other one, and they start to walk off actually the way that you guys are going to be going.
Right, well, I think you need to talk to us, so where was your study again?
He's kind of rubbing his temples a little bit.
I'll lead the way. Do you have any defenses to keep eavesdropping at a minimum?
Huh?
Professor?
What?
We broke the professor too. Oh no!
Your office, does it have defenses against eavesdropping?
Perhaps he's very you can see now he's very, I don't want to say necessarily disgruntled, but discombobulated a bit. He's trying to figure out what just happened. That's never happened before. yes, okay, yes. You wanted to go to... I'll deal with that later. All right, everyone, come on, follow me. And he starts to walk back up, following those warforged that are carrying dead warforged, basically, in their arms. As you guys walk back down the tunnel, come back down around the corner, into the main thoroughfare of the academy, and walk through to the elevator. This is the song you hear while you're on the elevator, by the way.
Yes.
Why are we listening to Undertale music on the elevator?
Just installed today. Yes.
Whoops. Where is the fucking phone? I have a thing happening, I guess.
That broke just last week, so I'm glad they got that fixed.
That's good to see.
It really adds to the ambiance of the elevator, yeah.
There we go.
You know, you got a lot of things breaking around here. So is that because they ran out of space too, or something?
To be honest, I mean, things break around here all the time. There's lots of, explosions and things from...
I did have a rocket shot at me when I came in, actually. Yeah.
No, that sounds about right, yes. That's pretty normal. But, not anything to my warforce. And he starts mumbling to himself a little bit. As he presses the button, you guys start to go up. Back into the elevator, comes in. Okay, so... Persephone, you don't want people eavesdropping on us? And he walks over to the curtains on the one side and he looks behind them.
Yes. Do you have any defenses against magical eavesdropping?
Oh! Magical? That's totally different. I thought you meant a person behind the curtains or so.
Well, both. I want to make sure that we're not going to be interrupted, but I want to make sure that nobody's spying with magic.
Yeah, no, not a problem. I like my privacy, so hold on. And he kind of goes to the other side of the wall where the library and the curtains are over here. He goes over to the other side where that mantelpiece was, and he's going, who's watching him? We'll do it that way. Sure.
I'll watch him. I got nothing better to do.
All right. So, what's your passive perception? I know yours is a bajillion or whatever.
A 19.
14.
Okay. All right. So you're going to see him walk over. Now, before you, those two statues that were next to the mantelpiece, when he pressed some of the buttons on his activator wrist thing, one of them came to life and kind of rolled into the area to pick up the telescope, right? So he actually goes behind the one on the right side, and you can't really see what he's pushing, but he does seem to press a series of buttons, and you do hear all of a sudden a... Okay. We should be good.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna do this the whole time you talk now.
Oh no.
Just observing him.
You get used to it. You get used to it. I know. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
Just observing him so far, he seems normal and has nothing to do with this whole plot that Percy's figured out, right?
Go ahead and make an insight with advantage because this is your NPC background.
Cool. No, these dice. These are my special gemstone dice. Yeah, let's do that one for you. You said insight?
Yeah. Yeah, looking through the professor, sure.
16. It's not horrible.
16. So you've known the professor a pretty long time. To the new people meeting him, he might seem a little strange, but no, this seems pretty on point. He's a little. You can tell he's a little disheveled about the whole thing that just happened, but
yeah, just want to make sure that he isn't.
He seems distracted.
Okay. Cool. Do I want to trust him with this or distract him with the heart? Let's see.
So, did you need me to go or something?
Okay.
I have things I can do, or, you are free to use my office, Percy. It's fine.
If you've got projects to work on, otherwise, I have something you might want to look at if you've got nothing else to do.
Sure. What?
Alona, can you pull out the dragon heart?
Can I pull out the dragon heart? That is an excellent question because I don't actually know what's going to happen whenever I open this door. So everyone, please stand back.
Oh, that's
okay. No, that's exciting. Okay, here we go. All right.
Professor, if you had to lose, let's just say a section of this room, what section would you like to lose? What is less important to you?
Should we maybe open that outside?
Yeah, we just
I'm
came
with
here.
him. He like points over to Frey. Like, I don't understand the question.
Oh, well, the heart's like really fucking big.
It's
like,
it's about
really
4
big.
feet. It's
like
we're talking about
chunk
food.
of,
Alright.
I don't know, I think versus
Well,
is like Electrum or something. Jill kept trying to eat it.
So here's the thing
Hmm.
about this. So I did something without fully knowing what it would do.
Brilliant.
this
Okay.
item. It should be fine, Percy. It should be fine. But so I shrunk it down, and then I threw it into kind of a alternate dimensional space, and then closed it. And so it grew rather rapidly. So you know what? Let's just try it. I'm just gonna throw the door
Oh, okay.
onto
great.
a wall,
Okay, fantastic.
and then I will have everyone stand back and off to the side.
Okay. Which wall are you choosing?
I'm watching with interest.
Can I?
Jill.
Is there a wall that's like pointed at the window?
So when you first walked in through the elevators, right? You'd have some side walls over here, but then it kind of branches out with over to the right is this whole big long kind of U-shape-ish. There's not, it's not like a 4 flat walls kind of thing. There's different alcoves and things, but the way it looks over here is it kind of makes like a mini U-shape where the U on the sides is small, but the long wall of books over here. Over to the left-hand side is this mantle place with the fire, and then straight out front is this open air exit to the rest of the academy. From you can see the rest of the floors.
So like elevator doors, and then the window to the other floors.
Straight out that way. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I will put it on the elevator doors.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
All right.
Just pull
That'll
a
be
patch,
interesting.
and then I just kind of like it looks like a giant curtain that I unfold, and then I put it up against the elevator wall, and then I move the curtain back, and then there's a door there now. Okay.
How did you do what? Hold on.
Magic.
So as he watches you unfurl this fabric, and then the fabric starts to, in but a moment, it just kind of has a quick shimmer to it, and in that shimmering moment, the cloth fabric kind of weaves itself and hardens into this metal door, and he looks over it, and actually, would it take the place of the elevator doors, or is you setting it up right in front of it?
It's just on top of it. So I place it on a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I were to just open the door, it would lead to the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
But because I am using my special key, it
Mhm.
leads to a
Right,
special
okay,
key.
okay. So he's going to open the door and be like, and there's the elevator doors behind it. And he goes like,
No,
on the other side.
it goes like through the wall. So
Okay.
like it's to the elevator.
Okay, so he opens the door and you go into the elevator. That's how your door
Yeah.
works? Fantastic. Oh, okay, well, I wasn't really in the mood for redecorating my... okay, but... And he goes into the elevator and closes it.
I saw her like peel that shit off earlier,
You
so it
just
should
hear,
be
you
okay.
just hear a ding. And where's that music? Where'd that music go? And it slowly starts to fade down.
Wait, no, does the elevator move?
Yeah, the elevator moves.
It's an elevator.
No, I thought it had like doors, and then there's like the elevator inside.
Professor.
No. Look.
And then you give it a minute. Ding, and he opens up the door and comes back in. I really liked my really cool,
Just-
perforated doors. But
Patience.
No, I can fix it. Don't worry about it. Just everyone stand back. Get away from in front of the door. And Styx, do you have Mage Hand? Have I seen you use that before?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this key in the lock. We're gonna go 30 feet, like, away from the door, and then you're gonna open it with Mage Hand.
all right.
Okay.
As you continue, I'm very confused right now, Ilona. Is this? What is on the other side of the door? It's just an elevator.
It's magic, Professor.
No.
Don't drain yourself.
It is just a door, but you have to have the right key. And I'll put the key in the lock, and I'll turn it, and then I'll have everybody step back 30 feet. And I'll, like, drag him away from the door, because I'm sure he's very curious.
Yeah, right. Yeah, as he starts to walk towards it, you actually pull him back around. And Styx, you use your mage hand to open the door. Okay. So when the door opens... Mamma mia! That opens...
Thanks, Mario. Appreciate it.
Oh, that was amazing timing. Oh my god.
Oh my
Mamma mia.
Oh, I have a new elevator tone. That's great. Oh, it's wonderful. It's these elevators were some made parts were brought in from Biscali, so that makes sense. Great. New Italian doors. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what we're supposed to do, and he's gonna start to walk up to the.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke my head in the door. What's up? I thought it was gonna explode or something.
So when you look inside this extra dimensional space, it still looks like a closet. It's a 5-foot cubed closet.
Yeah.
It's got like a broom in the
So
corner and stuff with a big
Where's
bowl
the
of
heart?
with a big bowl of Electrum in there. Yep, it's still in there.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
it's still in there?
Mhm.
Is
Okay.
it small enough to fit through the door?
I'll cast reduce on it and pull it out.
Okay. You have to go in to get it. Are you gonna go in to get
Yeah,
it?
I'll cast reduce and I'll go in and I'll get it.
Okay, so as you walk in
Oh,
to go
fuck.
get it, just wanted to make sure.
I wanted somebody else to do this. I totally forgot about this part of the key.
You could have
Nope.
just asked.
Nope.
Yeah, I could. She's the mage had to.
Already done.
God damn it! I'm so mad at myself.
Bye.
I had plans for this. Go ahead.
So as you open the door and the new elevator this is
Mamma
great.
mia!
As this goes off, you look inside and Lona, you can see the ball sitting there. And you all kind of do one of those things where the door's over here and everyone kind of looks around even
That was
professor's
anticlimactic.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, there you go. That is a nifty trick. I mean, I've heard of interdimensional physics and things. I've never seen really anything up close like this before. Magic is certainly out of the. We here at the Academy do mix a little bit of magic in with our experiments, but for the most part, and he's looking at Persephone. We're more on the scientific side of things. So this, extra planar. It's amazing. It's just we still have yet to figure out the science behind it, but I do know what that is. That is. So how do we get it? And you kind of look. How do we get it out of there?
I'll cast reduce.
Okay.
And then, like my idiot self that I already said that I was gonna do, caught up in the moment, Ilona goes in the closet.
Kind of casts her hands, and you guys all start to see the electron ball start to shrink down in size. And as it shrinks down in size, without any word, Ilona starts to walk in. And as she walks in through the precipice of the door, you hear this as a bucket of water just comes flowing down on top of her. As she stands in the doorway for a moment, and turns around to look at all of you, sopping wet.
Does that always happen?
Yeah, is that part of the door, or did you leave that there?
No, it's part of the door that I sort of forgot about until this moment. But and I'll look in the bucket.
Just a bucket. That's empty. You may
Usually there's something in here.
You may grab your Electrum now.
Like the water that poured out on your head?
No, not like the water that poured out of my head, Frey. Like a healing potion or something.
Oh, that sounds handy.
How big is the Electrum?
You've fallen for this before, then?
Look, so the guy who sold me the key, he's actually here at 6. We're going to go visit him. He sold me the key, and yes, it was part of the pitch, and so I fell for it the first time. But I've been waiting for the perfect moment to open the closet and have one of you go inside, and then I just sort of got caught up in the... And I just completely forgot, so...
That's never gonna happen.
Wait, alright, I gotta test.
Well, I know it's never going to happen now, so it's always going to be me that gets the bucket of water on my head.
So after it's fallen over, I'm gonna walk through as well and watch above me, ready to dodge to the side if another one spontaneously appears, because magic's weird.
This closet's only 5 by 5, isn't it?
I'm doing it anyway.
Cool. So me and Frey are squished in a closet with a ball of Electrum.
Yep. So that's not okay. Okay. So is that on my elevator for now? I have to worry about getting dunked on water every time I try to use my elevator now?
Well,
No,
I mean, it
you
seems
just-
okay as long as another person's in here. Oh, sorry, Alona.
Yeah, you
Step
guys
back out.
just get out if you, and then I'll close the door and I'll take the key out and then I'll open the door again and it leads to the elevator.
All right. And as you're doing this and kind of turn back around, Volt is right up in your face.
Why?
From what you
Excuse
said.
me.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. I can do it, but 10 feet away.
So what I was going to say was he walks up and just starts to go, and he's starting to air dry you off. Just hold still.
What's this? What's happening?
Oh, I'm just trying.
I don't
You did just get the bucket of water dropped on you.
like this. Very. I know what kind of books you read. I don't know what you're doing, but I just please stop.
Oof. Oof.
When you're all done, you hear this little ding. Okay, Vol, she's clean. You're good. Ding. Lots of
Like I'm
noise.
done in the microwave.
That's the end of presentation when you're drying
Dinner's
something.
ready.
All
Okay,
right.
and then I'll unreduce the sphere once we have it out and open, so that it's like.
Jill, keep in mind we did have a deal that you will not be chewing on this anymore.
I don't think you can swallow it whole either, so that's like not a loophole in this case.
Yeah.
Why would you
Alright.
want to chew on this? This is a highly volatile substance.
He
that
can
kinda,
literally eat just about anything, and I point to the chew marks that are already on there.
like as you roll the ball out on the one side, there's like this large gash of a bite mark from where Jill tried to jawbreaker this thing.
We've had to replace a few different bar stools already.
Why? He looks
And
over
a
at Jill.
tablecloth.
Why would you want to eat this? This literally could kill you.
Oh no,
It's
no,
good.
it's fine. He eats everything.
I just take a gold piece and start eating it.
Oh no, don't do that.
Well, I guess as long as it's his own money.
So wait,
ate
does it?
gold?
What does it taste like? I mean, that you just ate money. I mean, he looks around the rest of you like. So does it just taste like? Let me try. He like grabs a gold piece from some fucking pocket.
Wait.
It's
I've never
So
ate
sort
them
of
before.
something
This
he
is
can do.
experimentation. I get it.
don't hurt yourself.
That's not the way that money's supposed to be used.
He like throws it over at Jill.
I feel like you've been told that before, Ilona. Do you?
I'm just gonna look at Lincoln and be like, "No, of course I know how money gets used. You don't eat it."
So as you guys are having this conversation, Volt, when you walk over to the ball,
Oh.
when you reach out and touch it, and everyone will see this, it won't be very hard to notice. But as you go out and just kind of look it over a little bit and actually touch the ball, you're gonna touch it, you know?
Yeah.
As you touch the ball, the shard in your arm piece, like we talked about, it's like in trouble, like with the little dice thing. All right, this would be like if you just kept popping the thing because it's bouncing all around in there, and as it's happening, this electric spark comes out of the shard into your hand, into the electrum, and it goes.
Oh, that's not good.
Everyone make a dexterity saving throw.
I did a thing.
Alright. Dexterity save.
Can I see the source of this dexterity saving?
Oh fuck!
What?
Good rolls.
What were you? Oh, your danger sense.
Yeah.
Does Misfit need to make one too?
Yeah, anyone that's in 15 feet of this thing. I mean,
Well, I got a 14 either way.
I guess that's probably everybody.
I got a 4.
Everyone who made Volt with a 2. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're doing good right
All
now.
right. Volt, Persephone,
Oh no, misfit.
Ilona, Misfit.
Deal.
All take 12. Oh, hold on.
So everyone but Frey.
Yeah. Hold on.
Hang on, what was
I got
six?
23.
Okay,
Oh,
then
wow.
yeah. So
Okay.
Ooh, we're doing good today.
So as
We
this,
just killed the professor.
as this happens, Everyone but Frey, you take 12 points of lightning damage as this lightning pulse just.
So I take half of that. I'm resistant to lightning.
Right, level up, woohoo!
Yeah.
And as you guys look around, and kind of like dust yourself off, and there's not really like much smoke from this. It's just a large pulse, almost like an electromagnetic pulse at this point. Knocks everyone up off their ass for a second. You look over, and the professor is just on the ground.
Healing word.
Little smile up. Almost like he enjoyed it, but he is just on the ground.
Yeah, 4 points of healing word.
Thank you.
Okay. So as this pulse erupts from the electron, and everyone kind of you look over at the other professor like, and you healing word, you'll see him start to like come out of it a little bit and stop shaking. Wow!
What?
What was that?
I have no idea. I just touched it. That's all I did was just touch it. I didn't do anything. It was a gem.
Maybe don't do that again.
No, I'm gonna walk away. Yeah.
New page in your book. New page in your book.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go write this in the book.
And mental note not to let him anywhere near my board.
Yeah, write that down.
That was
What's gonna happen when we get in
crazy.
this confined space of the fuck, what
Oh, the rig. Oh,
yeah.
I've nope. Ooh, I've been by things like that. This is the first thing that's ever reacted to my gem.
All right. Well, still
I was
don't
by Styx's
touch any
motorcycle.
batteries.
It's a battery.
This is a battery. What I'm going to be making for my board is a battery. It holds energy for later.
I got distracted a bit. What were we going to talk about? Why we had to come in this room again?
Right.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
first
right.
of all, Professor, have fun looking this over. Careful with it. Obviously, it's been damaged.
I kind of want to do it again, but at the same time,
no.
Oh, I'm down,
Well,
Professor.
maybe in a more like controlled environment.
Yeah, no, I'm down, Professor. We can definitely try that again.
yeah.
Go for it.
I just feel like I wasn't really ready for whatever just happened. So I think maybe like if I was. I still got
Professor?
some moves. I'm still pretty
Later.
Okay, all right.
We'll try it again later. Yeah.
I want to be able to use this later. It needs to stay in one piece as much as possible, and I'm not sure that doing that again will.
Did it look
conducive.
like the orb got brighter, or is it just the same as it was before?
Make a perception check or investigation,
shit.
or yeah.
Oh shit! Which one of those are better? Perception. Wow. Freaking rolls tonight.
Does it do it with advantage, or does it do it with regular?
Just regular. 12.
My passive is higher than that.
Well,
so since I was okay, so with that 12, it's like Styx said, definitely want to maybe write that down in the book. That might be a good idea.
Oh, it's definitely going in the book. Yeah.
Future reference, but
yeah.
In terms of really noticing anything like different with this orbs, it's the first time you've seen it. Haven't really got a chance to study it. You touched it, people blew up. Just a lot to take in right now. Nothing really jumping out at you is like different about it. All right, so
So, Professor, have fun looking at that. Everyone else, and I'll just kind of pull them aside.
I get pulled aside.
So, for those of us that had been in Azeros before minus Fenor, what all do you remember about Kirby's son?
Nothing.
Who?
Just because you were not there. I said all those that were in Azeros before minus Fenor.
I remember he was possessed. I remember he.
Oh, that's who you're talking about. I thought you were talking about some random food dish.
Yeah.
I don't think Kirby's son is food.
Not even going to ask.
It's food for somebody right now.
All right. Jill, obviously you've been hit in the head one too many times. Kirby is the one that owns Uppercuts. Remember the feud between
chicken
him
guy.
and
Gotcha.
Yes, and his son that ended up dead. Do you remember the questions we asked his corpse?
Was it Kirby's son or was it The other guy.
It was
Kirby.
Kirby's oldest son.
Oh, okay. Sorry, but go on.
Do you remember the questions we asked his corpse?
No.
No. All right. Well, that is why I was so agitated when we arrived, because I remembered what exactly he had said in the timeline. And gods. So, long story short, and this should fill in those of you that were not there. Kirby is a friend of ours. His son ended up fighting us. He had been brainwashed by a cult of Lolth, and when his soul got stolen, we asked his corpse some questions. One of them was, when is the next meeting of this cult?
2 moons from then.
He said 2 moons.
Yep.
The second moon is in 3 days. Guess what else is in 3 days?
The wedding. I know that one. The wedding.
The wedding that had been intended for me.
Oh.
Yes. Connected to this cult.
I
And
had planned on being there, but that's definitely a problem.
yes. And Frey, you also have a connection with Lolth, or more specifically her son, and possibly Drow.
You don't know that. Not in character.
Yes, because the questions from the mask and you learning, you were talking about it.
I never
Percy was
specified
one
who
of-
that was.
Yes, you said his name. Percy was one of the few people who knew who that was.
Yeah, not everyone knows that, but some people do.
Yeah, but Percy had actually said that was Lolth's son.
Alright, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, no, I reviewed all my notes for this. And I believe that the drow you spoke of from your altered memories also are connected to the Red Buzzards. I believe that is that group over in that side of the world near Taiwai. And then also Jill has his history with the Red Buzzards, and the Red Buzzards are the ones after Calypso. So all of this, and the Red Buzzards are also the ones that have kidnapped Tixon's friend Snix. So all of this is one huge tangled web involving half of us and this cult.
Out of character. Nice pun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
realize the implications.
I mean, that's a lot going on, and well, shit, being that today is supposed to be the day of that meeting, that's kind of a concern, but
No,
like, what makes you think...
the cult meeting is 3 days with the wedding.
You know what I meant. What makes you believe the wedding's related? It just seems like a bit of a coincidence. I haven't seen anything that would suggest that.
There are few reasons. It's circumstantial, but the fact that there's no real reason for this marriage between the two houses, at least nothing that I am aware of, so that means that there's some underlying political schemes. And the fact that even when I was gone, they were carrying it through intentionally for this day instead of coming to find me and waiting until I was back. They intended for it to be specifically that day, and they just found a replacement bride. That means that it must be something important for that specific day, and the only reason that we know of is this cult. And it's too big of a coincidence for it to be both important things that have nothing to do with each other.
I mean, I guess they've both been shown to have pretty wide reach. They're all over the place, this cult, from everything that we've seen. Volt, what are you doing?
I was raising my hand.
Go ahead.
Okay, so why do you guys, these buzzard things, why would you guys associate with them?
Why
Like,
are we associated? No, it's not by choice. They are mercenaries.
Okay, so why did you guys run into them? Was there a reason? Or was it an accident?
Because they all have dodgy pasts.
Several reasons. Jill has a history that he hasn't really talked about. Frey has run into drow, which I believe are part of the buzzards. And
Why do you that they're part of the Red Buzzard?
Because the branch of the buzzards that is over by Taiwai, Kyla didn't know anything about.
Oh, actually, I think I have some information that may shed some light on that too, or at least a connection between this particular group of the buzzards and the Fallen. So the Fallen, right? I was talking with that one prisoner we had, and he told me that that the whole reason they're mining is because they're being forced to by a group of drow. They don't want to. They're being practically subjugated and forced to, even on top of the whole situation with being broken off from everything here.
Yes, and they did call me a traitor when I was disguised as a drow, which led me to believe that possibly their leadership was drow. But the fact that there is no information from what Kyla had given me about that particular branch, and the fact that it was so close to where you had encountered drow, makes me believe that they are there. Yes, Alona.
Now I just start to envision everyone just slowly getting into classroom seats.
Sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor.
Is that the chalkboard?
What, you said they were mining. What are they mining for?
I don't know. I couldn't get them to tell me.
Rock candy.
Didn't they say what it was?
I thought that they did. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
If they did, remember that this was before my computer fucking died, so I don't have the notes.
Out of character?
Hexagrade.
There we go.
What was that? Sorry?
Hexagrade.
Oh, but they were mining for something called hexagrade.
Hexagrade.
Whatever that is.
Ooh.
Do I know what that is?
Would
Make
any of us know what that is?
I know what that is.
Take it away, Alona.
You got a lot of things that you suddenly know about you haven't really talked about.
Well, it's in the Black Knight of Augustine. I tried to get you all to read it.
What? There's a book I want
You
to
haven't
read it?
finished it yet. I don't want to intrude.
No, I haven't.
Lincoln slowly pulls away
In the Black Knight of Augustine, there's it's about the previous war between the Underdark and the Upper Plane, right? It's about the first rising of the Underdark, where they were drow and such, and they were mining for hexagrade. It makes magical weapons.
Great. Ooh. Hexagrade. It's okay. Sorry. Hexagrade.
Hexagrade.
Right.
Great. Hexagrade.
Oh.
I typed
He wrote
it in the thing. I typed it in the thing.
He typed it in the doohickey.
It's Heeksay Gritty. Heeksay Gritty.
Oh my god. They were mining for hexagrade, and it's to make magical weapons. It makes very strong weapons, actually. And so they were mining for it, and then Belmont goes and he sort of takes. That's why he attacked the ship in the harbor. Lincoln, you read that part, right? And so he goes and attacks because they're supposed to have like a shipment of hexagrade. Great. And so then, it's a whole thing. It's a good book. I recommend it 5 stars. But hexagrade is not a great thing for them to have. Are they trying? Is this all seems very similar to the Black Knight of Augustine?
And he's
So
like, and in the book, I'm up to the part where they were like taking it somewhere. I'm not a very fast reader.
Lincoln, you're killing me.
No, I'm sorry.
Hold on. This might have placed some other pieces in the puzzle. So it's pretty fair to assume that they are mounting an attack on the surface, and trying to kidnap Calypso would give them leverage over her husband, whose family owns shipping
what?
company.
Who got kidnapped?
My sister, they tried to kidnap her.
I'm just gonna be
Sorry, I didn't raise my hand.
whispering.
I'm sorry, I
just
didn't
gonna
raise
be
my hand.
whispering notes to Volt through this whole thing so that he can stay caught up.
Notes.
Like Calypso, Percy's sister, got kidnapped. Yeah, I was captured by the Red Buzzards.
Low notes.
So,
Notes.
So, they kidnap Calypso, have leverage over her husband, whose family controls the biggest shipping company in the area. They have him transport weapons or just raw hexagrades wherever they need. And I'm not sure what this wedding is about, but obviously I was their first choice instead of Andromeda, which leads me to believe that they need someone that does not just have beauty, they need somebody who is intelligent and capable.
Well, it sounds kind of dangerous to put someone like that in charge of a whole operation like this, because that could, like, ruin all their plans if you caught onto it.
No, I'm getting the feeling that this wedding is not just a wedding, it would be possession or some other brainwashing something, and once it was done, I would have been on their side.
Seems like a really good place for a
think
ransom.
You think your parents would be okay? Actually, I'd buy your parents being okay with that. Your dad's kind of a prick.
I'm actually not sure if that's actually them or if they are being impersonated, blackmailed. I am not sure. They might have been brainwashed as well. But they, as far as I know, have no affiliation with North or anything Elven, Drow, or otherwise. And there is something more going on, and I've started putting some things in motion to find out, hopefully, a bit more about what's going on. And that's another reason we must go to the dinner tonight, so that we can gather some more information.
You think he's being possessed? You're dead?
Or brainwashed, or it's not really him and it's a very good impersonator.
I could maybe help with the possession part if it's a certain creature.
If you can do it subtly,
Yep.
We don't want to tip our hand and let them know exactly how much we are aware of. So
I could do it from across the room.
at dinner, don't go talking about any of this. We don't want them to know that we've pieced any of this together.
I mean, is there anything you needed someone to look in on? I mean, I'm not exactly welcome at that dinner, so I could go around the city in the meantime. I'm not really
So,
cut
so
off
we're gonna
that
paint the
whole,
shirt
like,
on you.
spy bullshit, but
You know what you could do?
what?
We could go meet someone else for dinner.
The way you said that makes me concerned. I think your invitation's still open. You should probably go to the dinner and help Percy gather information there.
Well, I had a few thoughts. Either you use my hat to make it look like you're wearing a shirt, and that way you don't have to, and both sides are happy. Or you remain outside as backup in case something goes wrong.
I also can paint a shirt on you.
And that would not be acceptable.
Why would that be a problem?
What if he's a really
Because-
good painter? And you hear
Yeah.
Lincoln from the back.
Because paint does not look like fabric.
I could disagree very highly.
I've seen some pretty impressive paintings in my time.
Fabric is not going to cling to his body the same way that the paint will
Do you
appear
have
to.
paint with you right now, Volt?
I've seen some
Yeah.
people with very, very small shirts that would disagree.
You're gonna
Yeah,
see.
I have-
You're gonna see
I have
Lincoln
my
start
art
to take
supplies.
off his armor. He's gonna start to take off his armor.
Yes.
Why? No, I feel like this is. We're trying to get someone to put clothes on, not take clothes off.
No, I'm curious. He's already.
And another
done.
option
help him.
is if and I'm just like, if you insist on not coming and not being outside for backup, you can always take a letter with Lincoln to the Glory Hounds and see about getting him reinstated. And would you please put your armor back on?
No, man. Keep it off. This is great.
He's already walking. Thanks, Frey. I need something like. By the way, for anyone who is looking, Lincoln is a fucking brick shithouse, man. He's like ripped up. Like you and Frey and Lincoln, you guys are like. You
Now they're gonna start comparing muscles
I'm
too.
just saying, you guys really should be looking. But anyway, he's just gonna.
All right,
right
so
over.
you know that Full Metal Alchemist scene where Armstrong meets
Oh
Jason's
my
husband?
god.
Oh my
Closing at each
God.
other. It's great.
Alright,
And
he's
then
gonna-
they gotta have the like manly ass muscle handshake. It's gotta happen.
and he's gonna walk over.
What
the ball.
is happening right now?
I'm
What
gonna
is
put
going on?
I'm putting on my painting apron because I don't want to get my clothes dirty.
They're being children, Alona.
Lincoln, put on your clothes, sit in the corner, and read that darn book.
I'm curious. The book can wait.
Yeah, no, Vault. I mean, he can be part one of the painting thing.
Where's the book, by the way?
I'm picking it up and I'm
Okay.
storming out.
Okay. Good.
We're storming.
Did you shrink your door, or is it still by the elevator?
No, I'm walking through my door.
Where are you going? Hold on. I don't think Percy was done. As he's like, got his chest all pressed out. Don't act like you're not impressed. All right, go ahead, Bolt.
Okay. I'm gonna give myself guidance. What's that?
Guidance gives you an additional
maybe
D4.
like a performance check. I think that sounds fun.
Okay.
Unless you have artist tools where you get proficiency
I
with
don't.
dex.
I just went to school for it.
Hmm.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Wait, hold
Vault's
on.
an
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Oh,
Okay, 23.
Voltol's an art student?
No, I just took a lot of classes.
A lot of electives.
So so we're gonna say as Percy's continuing the conversation with the group, this is what's happening. So Lincoln kind of walks up and kind of looks up. He goes, "Surprise me," and he looks away. And as Percy's having more of a conversation, Volt, what would you like to draw?
It's gonna be like a suit top, a white shirt underneath with a little bow tie, and like a black outer jacket.
Okay.
It's gonna be a tuxedo shirt.
Tuxedo shirt. Okay. So by the time you're done, this thing looks like a suit literally made for Lincoln. Like it's finely pressed. It has like a little like when you look at like and he kind of moves a little bit, it has like a little bit of like a sheen to it. Like it almost has like depth perception because like the shading that you did, it actually makes it look like there's like a collar to it and like a shadow from the tie and everything. From I'd say a good 10 feet away, maybe even a little closer, it still looks like that was just pressed onto him, man. It's just like now the pants are a little weird, but top looks good.
No, I'm actually pretty impressed. That's it's pretty fucking great there, Volt.
Right?
Thanks.
Right? You should try it, Frey. It's not I mean, look at this. And he like kind of takes a step. I mean, can you even and like but he like does like a little peck check. You can still see that go.
Oh shit, you can still show off. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Volt, what kind of paint is that, though?
It's regular paint. Probably shouldn't get it wet. Just
Hey, can I see?
No, so
regular
is it
paint.
like water paints or like acrylic or what do we got going on there?
Oh, it's most likely water because it's a school item.
And you just went to school for this? This is incredible, man. That's
Yeah.
well
No, it was
done.
just one of my classes.
Well, you see, that's a problem because if we do anything to maintain these fantastic pods, it's all gonna come off with the sweat.
Yeah, so that's why we just paint it right beforehand. So it's just kind of a thing to let you go through the door.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be a great way to just kind of like thumb my nose at the guy too. I like this plan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way, my invitation's been rescinded. And honestly, I think Ilona probably has a good point. We should, I
She
guess,
also
someone I
did
need to talk
leave.
to in town.
So before Ilona left and all this painting happened, now we rewind
I mean,
back.
like, I left.
Yeah,
I'm standing by the elevator door, like, ready to
So,
do something.
It's gonna take Volt a little bit of time to paint. So while he's painting, I'm guessing Percy's like doing what, like talking this direction. So as Lincoln walks over to Volt and starts getting paint, it's gonna take a little bit. So we're gonna rewind back over to Percy going about. Go ahead, Percy.
I think I had covered pretty much everything. So after that, it'd just be, and at least some of us do need to have a bath before. So I'm going to go to the bathhouse if anyone else wants to join.
I just
I don't know
took
what a
bath.
bath is, but it sounds fun.
I mean, honestly, yeah, that's the best part of coming back from field exercises is getting a shower again or a bath. Fuck yeah.
I just
Alright,
took the
bathhouse,
shower
where is
when I walked through the closet, so I think I'm good.
That's not quite the
Oh, no,
same
Ilona.
thing, Ilona.
This, you will not want to miss out on this bathhouse.
I can also
And
make cologne
then
later.
we can go shopping for clothes that actually fit you because I cannot. I just can't anymore.
What do you mean? She looks fine.
Well, yeah,
What's
it's a good
wrong with my
outfit.
She looks
clothes?
alright.
You need something that fits.
No,
I
they
understand
fit.
you.
Like
we're going
Lincoln's?
to-
They fit.
Yeah, that fits pretty great actually. Like,
I'm going to go over and step on the end of her shoes that I know are too big until I find her toe.
No, they're very fragile. Don't do that. I just taped them this morning.
oh no!
It's like a good like 3 inches almost. Like,
Well, they may not fit now, but eventually, when I get.
And I'm not saying you get rid of them, but something that fits you properly and that you enjoy. That way, best of both worlds. You can keep them. You don't have to get rid of them.
Wait, are your shoes too big?
A little bit.
Do you want me to make them smaller for you?
No, they're not my shoes.
Okay, I was just asking. I'm sorry.
But you're wearing them.
Yeah, but I didn't really wear shoes in my house, so when I left, I sort of had to take my dad's. So, I'm assuming he'll want them back at some point.
Just why you don't have to get rid of them, but clothes that are just for you.
Yeah. You know how you'll think about looking into the Blood Hunters and the correct order with me? The first step is to look impressive.
Yeah, no, and actually, like another thing,
clothes that kill.
You got to make sure that you got yourself some good, like, well-fitting boots at the very least. We got some fuckers who went out on like long ruck marches, heavy stuff on with boots that didn't fit right, and their feet are just covered in blisters all the time.
Is that not normal?
No.
No, it's
No.
not.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh. So
Just
wait,
to impress you.
is this you training me to be part of the secret order?
First thing is clothes to impress.
Okay.
So, bathhouse, shopping, dinner, and we will go from there.
We leave.
As you guys are making all these plans, you hear, "This thing is amazing." By the way, he's laying on the ball.
Like right on top?
Yeah, just right on top, and you can see like a little bit. So he doesn't really have much hair on top, but the one that's on the side, it's like just. It almost looks like it's waving a little bit. Just he's about to go to sleep. This is great.
Do keep in mind it is mine.
No, you can have it back. Just hold on.
Just 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes.
I don't think we need it back tonight, so just you can keep fiddling with it.
Yeah, but like, don't forget about that whole like ice canister thing I asked you to look into, though, because like that'd be cool.
Well, yes. Before you all leave, again, I appreciate. He's like still laying there. I appreciate everyone. Hold on, just he kind of like wiggles off the thing, walks over to you, and looks at everyone all at once and says, "Where'd you get that suit? That looks nice." Thank you.
High five, Lincoln.
It's not a real suit.
This whole thing. No, please, Professor, go on. Okay, well, again, everyone, I wanted to thank you so much for helping me with my experiments today. I have a lot of modifications that I have to get to, but this is why we experiment. You know, you look, you make, you mold, you interpret, you fix. So I have some things that I need to work on, but before I get to my own projects, I did say that I would help you with some of yours, so we'll fast track through some of that stuff because we're already talking about what that stuff's going to be. And what I think here is if I can get these supplies together and get probably, what's the date? Maybe like 2-3 days, you come back to see Professor, and I should have some of these things, if not all of them, done for you, yes?
That's pretty fast. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Well,
Yeah.
as Persephone will tell you, when I get to the zone, baby, I'm like ready to go. So I got some, I'm gonna spend 5 more minutes with this ball, but after that, I'll probably get like the word.
We usually had to make sure that he ate.
Yeah, I tried to remember to do that, but probably won't.
So when you figure out how to make that bird like record voices, you should probably have it like remind you to eat on occasion.
He starts like going over to the desk. Yeah. Remind to eat.
Or you could just like make an actually sentient warforged again and ask it to help you out with that, a little assistant type deal. That'd be pretty great.
Remind to eat. Okay. I probably still won't, but that's fine. So everyone, and he looks over at the door. Did you take this door down yet?
I will. And I'll shrink the door down and I'll take it.
He kind of rolls it up. That is trippy. I don't get it. Anyway, everyone, shoo, go. Professor must work. Go on with your day. I have things to do.
And we leave.
And he gives Percy a hug before he leaves. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, likewise. Let me know if you need me to break any more of your machines. That was fun.
I whispered.
Yeah, that was fun.
Make sure you clean the ball after you finish, Doc.
No, you don't need to. No, he's making a new one.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're good. Okay, so you guys get in the elevator, press the button. Mamma mia! It works. I don't know. It just First floor, Mamma mia! Ding, ding. Now there's music.
Da, 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 da.
All the gears are turning, and you guys make your way out through the academy doors. This whole thing probably took about an hour and a half, so you probably still got about a solid hour and a half, 2 hours before meeting back at the House of Blades for your noble dinner. What do you guys want to do
Thank
next?
goodness the bathhouse is close by, so...
So baths and then shopping?
Yes.
Okay.
So as you make your way following Persephone, who knows her way around town, you all are heading
Show
to...
the map!
Oh, yeah, you're right, sorry. I had it pulled up, I just didn't click it, sorry.
I made him replace it to the proper one this time.
There we go.
It's
Cool.
so much prettier.
I could probably zoom out a little bit.
Kyle, I can't see it yet.
You can't see it.
Kyle, I can't see it.
Hold on!
Kyle, let me see the new map.
Where's the map? Where's the map?
Wait, hold on.
Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? The suspense is killing me. Oh, there it is.
Kyle, it's a map.
Can you guys see it now?
Kyle, I think this is still the old map.
No, it's not.
It's exactly this. Oh, no.
No, it's
There's
not.
airships
That
now.
one's there. That one's there.
All kinds of things.
The trees are different.
Oh, fancy. Why are there
It's so
pink
fancy.
trees? Why do you have sakura blossom trees? It's
Because it's beautiful.
fancy.
Rich
it's
people.
fancy. Fucking rich people.
They're rich people trees, guys. Come on, read a book. Anyway, so as you guys exit the academy and start to follow Percy towards the bathhouse, you walk up, and as you approach this building, it's quite a sight. It's made of... It's a 2-3-story building. It's really kind of hard to tell from the exterior. It is rather large and wide, but it's kind of hard to tell because this whole building is made of all these different small, big, medium, large, huge copper and brass pipes that all start from the ground and work their way up. Some are large, some are short. You can actually see little coming out. You don't actually see like physical walls because the pipes actually go. It's almost like if the Game of Thrones chair was a building but made of pipes. Like there's no real that like makes the structure of this thing. Okay. And
Gotcha.
as you approach, it says the pipeline above the doors. This is the pipeline sauna and spa.
I love it.
As you walk in the doors and you actually grab the handles, which are again made of like these copper pipes, and you pull the doors open, you can see the hinges here aren't actual typical hinges. They're made of gears as well. That tick 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 tick, and you walk in. And one of the first things that is immediately different as opposed to the outside air is as you walk in, a blast of just warm, almost at first uncomfortably warm, but as you walk in, it actually does start to overtake your set and kind of almost calm your body all at once, right? And
Well, this all seems more geared towards Azeros than Brick.
Oh my god.
just a moment.
Stop breaking the DM!
You knew that line was coming down the pipe.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna start calling them buildings. You walk in the building. I'm not giving anything names anymore.
You walk in a building and there's water everywhere. Take a bath.
Take a bath, you
But then
dirty thing.
that wouldn't be building anything up.
Awful.
I will find new ways to structure all of my jokes.
Oh my god.
Get out of here. We're
gonna
trying
say-
to play a game.
It's not just the names that he makes puns of, so nothing's safe.
Nothing
So
is sacred.
as you walk in, the one guy's like, "You with the shirt, get the hell out." No one else can come in.
Oh, cool! So I have no shirt, so I can come in.
So, as you guys walk in, again, this wave of heat and calmness kind of overcomes you, and you walk into the building, and it's odd because again you walk through these doors and when you walk in it opens up into seemingly the whole building, much like the same kind of feel you got when you walked into the academy, where there's multiple layers to this, but when you walk in it just opens up almost like you're walking into an open cave type of atmosphere. And the pipes that were on the outside seem to almost coalesce and walk and work their way into the inside of the building. But instead of going up, now they actually go along the sides of the walls in different intricate patterns. Some are thin, some are larger than others, but you can see they kind of go down and go down into the hallway, go up to another. So it's very. There's no rhyme or reason in terms of pattern to it. It's just every pipe seems to be going to a different direction. Some are copper and brass and things like that. And again, as you walk in, it's not so much of a fog, but there is just this slight steamed haze. You almost kind of have to do this a little bit just until your eyes kind of adjust to the lighting in here. And there's a front counter, right? About 20 feet in, you walk up to this front counter. And there is not a person, just the counter.
Is there a bell?
What's your passive?
14.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. So
Bray's just kind of looking around.
As you walk up to the counter, there are some other people walking around in here, but you notice that they're all dressed in these kind of like. If you look at it from a quick glance, it looks white, but as you actually look at it a little bit closer, it is kind of like a light tan, light copperish kind of bathrobes walking around. So you see like two gnomes, like a woman and a man, gnomes kind of walking. They're kind of chatting to each other, going down this hallway. There's like a dwarven guy. He doesn't actually have a towel on. It's just a robe. It's just a towel. His big burly dwarven chest hair, all like his beard's all kind of mangled and wet, and he's walking as like. Water, little dwarven wet footprints are walking. But when you walk up to the counter, yes, there is the bell.
I hit it.
Okay. As you hit the bell, I was waiting for another sound effect from somewhere randomly. It worked out before. I was just hoping it. Okay. So anyway, as you hit the bell, you wait for a moment, and from the counter itself, you start to see it kind of shake a little bit, and this two little compartment doors kind of go like this. And coming up out from again all kinds of different like levers and mechanisms and gears come up from inside the counter itself, and this head with arms just comes out of the countertop, just staring at you blankly.
Bath?
Did you say F?
Six people for baths, please.
And although there is no mouth, you do hear coming from behind, like, one moment, and it goes.
Is the bell like connected to the desk?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like attached?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
And did this look like a Warforged or just a regular automaton?
It looked more similar to your clockwork automaton kind of robot, if you will. Not Warforged.
Okay.
A little bit of a difference.
I'll hold off on breaking this one.
Okay. Fair enough. So as you all wait for a moment, you guys can talk about anything if you want.
So,
I don't.
So what's a bath?
You don't.
So, Jill, you know how you like to swim around in water a bunch?
Yes.
It's like that, but makes you clean so you don't smell weird.
What's wrong with the smells?
Well, you kind of smell like dead fish most of the time.
Nothing from back here.
And that's bad?
Yeah, you see, most civilizations take offense to that sort of thing. It doesn't bother me too much, honestly. I lived in a barracks. I lived in a barracks for people who just refused to fucking clean themselves. It was awful, but...
It's also just good for you to wash off all the nasty things that accumulate over time.
That's true. It helps keep you healthy.
Wash off things like a painted shirt.
And blood and mud and
Yes.
grit. And
as you guys are standing there, Lincoln, his paint is starting to just
The law.
No! Oh gosh! Oh, Volt! Ah! What's happening?
It's wet in here. I told you it was gonna
Hey,
go wet.
did you bring your armor with you?
Yeah, he has it. Just carrying it.
Okay,
Just
good,
carrying it on
good.
the side like a suitcase. So as you guys are having these little side conversations, coming down the one hallway, you just see this like figure. Doesn't really have like a walking posture to it. It's just more just kind of almost gliding. And as it comes up to the front, you see this little gnome woman. I believe it was Ilona and Sasori, who's not here. I think you're the only two who saw a very similar contraption with the policeman up in Upper Azeros on like a
Segways.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes.
So she kind of rolls up on, and these wheels on the side are like instead of like rims, are kind of like more like gear shaped, if you will. And she kind of rolls up and kind of. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pipeline. I understand from Cornelius that you all are procuring 6 spas. Is that correct?
I'd forgotten Lincoln, so that would have been 7 anyway.
She looks over towards the counter. All right. Well, I believe we have enough to accompany all of you. We all be. Have you ever been to the pipeline before? As she kind of looks around. I don't recognize any of you at all.
I have a few times.
I mean, this is gonna.
No.
This is something that's usually geared towards me. Because of the
I
wheel.
smack him.
You can get the.
You know
Right to
me
refuse
like this.
service for any reason.
I just smack him with my shock.
You kept the pleasant voice. Okay, you can get the fuck out.
How to tell when someone works customer service.
All right. Well, again, welcome to the pipeline. My name is Cecilia, and you've already met Cornelius. He is worthless for the most part, but he works when he needs to. So, you, my dear, and he looks over towards Persephone. You are looking like what?
I'm looking like myself. I'm not disguised anymore.
Okay, cool. So you have been here. So before, do you remember all of our? How long has it been actually? Because we have had some new upgrades to some of our services here. So
Probably about 6 months.
6 months. All right. Do you remember some of the services? If not, that's fine. I can go over the list. And she's actually looking over towards as she's talking. She kind of like segues over to the counter and looks underneath and starts to pull out something from behind the counter.
Oh, feel free. That way, everyone else is in the loop as well.
And like segues back over to you. So as she comes back over, you can see this little gnomish woman, fairly young in age. She's not old. She's young. She does have a very short haircut, kind of almost like shaven a little bit on the sides. She is wearing a very nice, looks like silken kind of robe, kimono kind of thing going on. Not really sure. Maybe there's clothes underneath that. We're not really sure. But as she kind of rolls back over, the kimono, the robish colors are again like the same thing you saw in the robes before, like that light tan and brass kind of color. But now on her silken form here, it's like has that nice little. As she kind of glides through, like the light kind of plays off it really fun. And she actually hands over each of you a pamphlet, and on this pamphlet are a number of different services. So I'll just kind of read some of them off here to you. Okay, so the first one is I'll just go right down the list. So just for regular bathing, you can like rent out like a bathing area, like a whole bathing room. Usually suits up to about 6 to 8 people. It's like a party pool, if you will, right? That is 20 gold. But it's for the day. Like you can rent out this whole thing for the day. All right. It's 20 gold for the pool party room. Can't read. And with the pool party room, there is a hot tub in there. So you got like this pool party room hot tub kind of combo thing, which you'll see when you go in there, if you decide to go in there. There is also massages, which are 1 gold. And there is my kids made some of this up, so I can hardly read what I'm reading here.
I was wondering about that. You're a DM. You kind of need to be able to read.
Yeah,
Only there was something you could put on your face.
They're 10 and 12. They don't have like the best handwriting.
Kyle, wear glasses.
I do need glasses.
Yeah, Kyle.
He admits it.
Oh, there's also drinks.
Sir Breezy Squeezy.
There is
Not yet.
There's not, but there is.
Maybe not in that context.
There is your basic mint waters. There's cucumber water. There is wine. There is cheese. There's bread.
Yes, now we're talking.
We do have dinner. Don't fill up on bread now.
And milk.
Well, no, about that. I was thinking that she kind of has a point. We should, I think we should probably do some looking around town for ourselves, her and I.
And there's something called the dip.
What's
Do I know what that is?
Which is 5 gold pieces. Go ahead and make a history check to see if you remember what the dip is, or if you ever had the
History.
dip
Do they literally just dunk you in a pool?
Oh, not fantastic. History 14.
14?
Uh-huh.
Never had the dip before, Percy.
Okay. And you said that's 5?
5 gold pieces, yep.
Okay.
So I see this thing here called the dip with no description. What's that?
Oh, it's actually quite lovely. It's very good to kind of cleanse the whole body all at once. Right there in the name, really. What we do is we actually dip your whole body to the neck, not below, but to the neck, in these earthly essential oils, if you will. It's very good for, again, just pulling all the toxins out, and we do it multiple times. It's actually quite fun. We should really call it like the multi-dip, but the dip sounded a little bit cooler in the brochure, so.
Well, no, actually, that sounds fucking fantastic, yeah.
Okay. So, if you need a moment, will you all be, looks around, together, or do you need separate rooms, or?
I literally don't care.
Alona, do you want a room just the two of us?
I don't quite know what's happening right now, so...
You've had a bath before, right? Oh, dear Lord. Alright, us two ladies will be in one room. The gentleman can have a different room, whether you want massages or anything. Just keep in mind that we do have dinner in a couple hours, so don't be long.
All right.
But I will pay for the ladies' bathroom.
Oh. So you're going to take like a whole pool party room to yourself?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Can we just do it for like an hour though, instead of the whole day?
No, yes. It's not going to be all day.
The 20 gold is so you have this room for the whole day. Whether or not you decide to stay there all day, or
Yeah, we don't need the whole day. I understand.
Come back after the dinner.
Perhaps we might need
we need to sleep here.
Yeah.
We might just need to cleanse ourselves of whatever toxins are in that room during dinner. But for now, I do know that those rooms are luxurious, and so we will have it to ourselves.
All right. Gentlemen, she looks around at all of you.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I'm going all in on
It
this.
It went from like cute and petite to super awkward with all these dudes standing there. It's a crocodile. The one thing I will say too, also, for Jill and for Styx, you notice that she is not giving you any kind of bullshit grief. If that means anything.
Oh.
I like her.
So, do we want a whole room to ourselves, guys, or are we all going to go for dips?
Well, fuck, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm doing mint water, massage, dip, the whole package.
Oh my god. No, Freddie, we have things that we have to do today. You cannot spend
we'll
all
be fine.
day.
We can do it. We got
That
time.
massage sounds nice. I am.
Yeah,
I
massage
don't
sounds
really
wonderful.
need to bath again.
I'll be here while you're doing the shopping stuff with Percy.
That's fine. And we can
I
always
will-
come back to enjoy massages and such ourselves later.
I will buy the big room, and I will also buy everything else, I guess.
Oh my god, just one of everything. How much gold
much
do you
is-
have?
He has a shit ton of gold. He never buys anything. We literally just
Same.
talked about this. Yeah.
Yeah, Percy still has a lot too. A lot of it's in gemstones still too.
So how much does that cost me, Kyle?
You're buying like a little bit of everything?
Like one of everything.
All right, so you want to buy the pool party house for the guys.
Yeah.
You want to buy a massage for yourself.
Yeah.
You want to buy a dip for yourself.
Yes.
And you want a massage.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
7.
20. Oh, and there's also there's also a sauna too. You can do a sauna too.
Aren't we in a sauna?
Yeah, basically.
The whole thing
Kind
is a sauna.
Kind of. The sauna is 5 silver. Not too crazy.
Because you're just standing in the lobby.
Yep. We'll charge you to buy the minutes, yes. So scoot along. Alright, so 20 for the pool party, 1 for the massage, 1 for the gosh, I can't remember them here right now. 5 for the dip. And a sauna there, Crocodile?
Yes. Sure.
Right, so that's 27 gold, 5 silver.
I'll be going for the dip, the sauna, a massage, and some mint water, please.
I just give her 32 because I don't know what silver is.
Perfect.
Oh, God.
So, 10 silvers, 1 gold.
Oh, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate tips. Thank you.
I literally don't know money, so don't worry about it.
Vol goes to help and then realizes Gio and never mind.
Yep. Just leave it be.
All right.
All right, Frey, what are you doing?
Mint water, massage, the dip, and a sauna. Since he bought the bath, I don't need to buy the bathhouse.
All right. And a mint water.
I'm just imagining Freylos, this big-ass buff motherfucker with a black mask sipping out of a mint water while getting a massage with cucumbers on his eyes laying in a sauna.
And the
that
mask,
image just makes
the
me so
mask
happy.
just slowly sucks the cucumbers in.
No, I want to see bites appear out of it randomly.
This is like, wait, fuck, I need another.
The person looks over like...
Don't worry about it, it does that sometimes.
Weird. Alright, so that'll be... It's only a silver for a drink. So, massage is 1, dip is 6, and then... So 6 gold, 6 silver there, Frey.
I pass over... Just do 10 gold.
Alright.
You know, 12 gold, because I want to make my gold count a nice even number.
Alright. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Again, tips are certainly appreciated. Yes, thank you so much. Anyone else? Did I give you your total there? Are you buying 4 Ilona, Percy, or are you just... What are you doing?
I'm just doing the bathing room unless you want something different.
No, we're going to go for a quick scrub and then we're going to go shopping.
Okay.
Well, quick by half an hour soak at least, but yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just the pool party room for you two?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we can always come back and do more later.
Right, sure. All right, cool.
So what's this entire experience feel like? Because I have never been in a bath.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I'm just
We're
getting...
going to let everybody get up their stuff first.
Yeah, I'm getting everyone's down here. All right, Styx, what
Getting
are you doing
everyone's
there,
orders
Chief?
in.
I want a dip and a massage and the strongest alcohol they have.
Ha, my man.
When you say that to her, she goes,
But alcohol plus... Well, no, you didn't go for anything that was overly heated. You should be fine.
Yeah, just a dip and a massage and alcohol.
If it was a sauna, we'd have an issue. But
all right.
I've done that before. It's fine.
So for the dip and massage, it'll be 6 gold pieces. But if you're looking for some alcohol, I could procure something a little special. How much coin do you have in mind for this?
just sticks. I think I still have some.
I'm trying to do alcohol. I've got a load in my bag, but I want something new.
Man, I got this whole thing of Apple Jacks I bought for us.
That's fine. That's for later. That's traveling drink.
Shit.
Now I need relaxing drink.
I like the way you think.
Well, I mean, I do have something that might put some hair on that cute little goblin chest of yours for 10 gold pieces.
Done. I'll hand over 20 altogether.
Okay.
So how are you feeling now that you've been emasculated by a tiny gnome with a...
It's fine, she's cute.
I like it.
In her sexy little kimono robe.
It's not the first one to be flirting with sticks.
No.
It's true. I've got to deal with Cynthia, so.
He's a very
Little ladies'
charismatic
man.
little gnome.
Goblin.
Yeah. Cynthia was old as fuck,
Goblin.
but
Um,
still had some juice in the tank.
Oh God.
All right, Volt.
Just a massage.
Massage. All right. All right. Cool. Excellent. So that's just a gold then.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
give her 2.
Sweet. Y'all are such great tippers. What the fuck? All right. All right.
I mean, when you think about it, you get paid a ludicrous amount of money as an adventurer, so you might as well.
Dish it out where you want. Okay. Cool.
We're encouraging the economy.
Yep, I like it. So, for all of these, so for the ladies, we can role play out going shopping, or do you just want to tell me what you get?
I was just gonna take her to 1 or 2 shops that I knew of and let her pick out something.
Okay.
Yeah, I already know what I'm gonna pick out too, so I can send pictures.
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
chat.
Okay. I like it being prepared. All right, good.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so she'll escort the ladies first while the guys are still deciding what they want to do. She takes you ladies down the hallway, the same hallway that she actually segued down from, and she's gonna. Once you get to the end, you actually go down a flight of stairs. She has to hop off her Segway, and as you go down, there's
Is there another one waiting for her at the bottom?
maybe.
Segway to segue.
So as she goes down these stairs, you're actually going like into like underneath Azra's kind of thing here, right? And as you go, so as you go down these stairs, it kind of like splits off left and right. And then as you go down to the right, it goes down, splits off like straight left and right. So might want to pay attention a little bit instead of like where you're going here, not to say like
Keen mind.
Yep, that certainly helps. So you go down,
Never be
down,
lost.
down, and she takes you to this room. And when she opens the door, again, that same, even though you've already walked through this kind of like misty, humid fog environment, she walks you through, and when you open the door, you kind of get blasted again with like another hint of it, right? And it slowly dissipates out. So when you walk in, it's very dark in here, except for these sconces that are on the wall, right? Which has this nice, warm, orange-yellow glow just licking off the walls here, okay? And when you walk in, it's eerily quiet, too. And the pool is long and rectangular, okay? And off to the one corner of the side, the one sound that you do hear, even though it's very subtle, is the slow trickling of water as the hot tub that's in the corner actually is trickling down, warming up the pool into the long rectangle, all right? And when you walk in to the door and turn off to the right, there is kind of like a, not necessarily doors, but almost like a 1, 2, 3 segmented changing rooms, if you will. So they don't have necessarily doors, but they have like these curtains. And she says, "All right, my loves. Well, this will be your room for the day. Do you need me to mark down how to get? I know it's a little bit of a maze, but
Don't worry.
All right, fantastic. Now, if I remember correctly, you all just procured the room. So, any beverages or food at all, or just?
Did you want any, Alona?
Do you have a variety of fruit juices?
She thinks for a moment. Sure, of course. I mean, we aim to please here at the Pipeline. So, what do you have in mind?
Okay, so here's what I want. And you might want to remember this. It's called the Breezy Squeezy, so you'll want to keep this in mind for future guests. It's quite the rage.
Pull out a notebook and let her write it down.
I need notes. Okay, all right. Well, I'm intrigued. All right, go on.
And I will give her the recipe for the Breezy Squeezy.
All right.
Now, some people like to add alcohol, but I don't really. Just the juice part. But I've noticed that more people tend to like to drink things that have alcohol in it. So if you want it to be a big seller, like it is in other cities.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Is this like an up and coming?
Oh, yes. It's very new. It started in a mock, and then it was a big hit in Azeroth, and the official drink of the Glory Hounds, actually.
Oh, what? The Heroes Guild?
Yes. It's fantastic.
We get them in here quite often. Lots of bruises and wounds that need to revitalize and to heal. So, oh, wonderful. This is, she's very excited. Like this is. We can add this to the menu later. I mean, yeah. She's just like very excitedly writing all this down.
This just in, Ilona, his whole reason for adventuring is actually an entrepreneurship to make the easy squeezy a thing.
I mean, yeah, I'm surprised you're just now figuring that
She
out.
will be the first mixologist in this world.
Copywriting it or getting any rewards of it yet, so she needs some work.
Yeah.
I didn't say she had great business sense.
Opening up lemonade stands everywhere. Just run away. Right, I can get... And you did or did not want alcohol in this? Because that's
No
the
alcohol.
First thing I thought of was...
No alcohol. None.
She's
No.
not a fan.
Oh,
Just
all right.
the juice.
All right, fair enough. Anything else, my lovelies, before I let you...
I'm fine.
All right. Oh, and before I forget, and she kind of like goes and reaches down into her little kimono thing, and she pulls out this little card, and it has the number 7. This is how you actually can lock this if you want more privacy. And she just hands you over the card.
Thank you. Privacy would be greatly appreciated.
All right. Well, I will leave you to it, and she will turn around and walk out. Monsters emerge from the walls and dunk you under the wall.
100% when you said she reached into her, I was like, it's a gun.
You're mine now.
This isn't Percy we're talking about here. It's a tiny, adorable gnome lass.
That's exactly the person who pulled a gun on you.
All right. So we'll pan back over to the boys. As she leads the ladies off, you guys are standing there deciding what you want. She comes back up. She takes your orders. All right. So if I'm not mistaken here, you all are doing a pool room, yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
All together, or just for my large crocodilian friend here?
They can join.
All right. Follow me. Anyone else who's not stand here, I'll be back, but follow me. She will lead you.
I follow.
She will lead you down.
I will follow.
You actually have key number 8. Same setup as what the ladies have. Now, if I'm not mistaken here, gentlemen, some of you did request massages, yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I think all of us did.
All right, yes, I'm looking here. Fantastic. Okay, if you want, there are changing robes. Oh my goodness. And she kind of counts. She's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's only 3 things. She goes,
We can share.
no, robes. You get complimentary robes just for
Oh,
being,
we can share. No, I'll pull out my school robe.
Okay, all right.
I got one.
Describe what your school robe looks like.
It's just a white robe, and it has like a little emblem with a cloud, fire, a rock, and wind above it.
All right.
Now, is this like a uniform robe or is this like a bathrobe?
It's like a bathrobe you got from school that you probably
Okay.
should have returned at some point, and you just didn't.
Oh my god, he's such a dork though.
I just forget to return stuff.
I'm thinking he's just more absent-minded, but I love it.
Fantastic.
Took a bath one day, left with it, and just didn't bring it back.
Nope. He's the guy who steals sounds from hotels with the soaps. Hey, they're there. Taking them. I dig it. All right. Well, if you all want, I can wait outside or wait in here. I'll wait outside. When you're all ready, just come out and I will take you for your massages. We'll start off with that, yes?
Wait, yeah, sounds good.
Fantastic.
Actually,
Oh,
might want to
yes.
get cleaned up first. We've been on the road for a while. I don't want to, scar your poor massage folks.
Yeah, I was thinking dip first and then massage. Get washed and then get.
Yeah,
rubbed down.
I get a lot of GearHearts, but we're kind of GearHearts too, and we get the shit beat out of us a lot. And haven't had
You're
a
all
bed in a while.
You're all GearHearts. Your lady
Well,
friends were talking
Glory
about...
House.
Glory House.
Yeah. Which one is it, damn it? Just tell me what you are.
Technically both.
All right, well, fantastic. All right, glory hounds. Yes. We have them frequently. Oh, so you all okay? Fantastic. She's kind of like putting it all together. All right, well, yeah. Would you like to partake in the pool first? I can come back for massages in like 20 minutes or something if you want to.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Okay.
Fantastic. She will walk out. What do you guys
Glance
wanna
over
do?
at Lincoln. How's his paint shirt doing?
Oh, it's all just. He's actually very not necessarily depressed, but he's kind of like, oh man, that looked really cool.
We'll do it again. We'll get better paint next time.
All right, you did a good job. I kind of feel bad.
No, we'll get waterproof one next time.
Yeah, but like not oil based, because oil based will come off with the sweat too, and like natural
We'll
skin
figure
oils and
something out.
such.
There has to
so-
be some kind of magic paint at some
You
place.
can't really do acrylic either, because acrylic will stop the skin from breathing, which causes.
I
problems.
just take my armor off and go to take a bath.
All right.
I'm just saying, you gotta be careful. We don't want him to overheat in the middle of combat. That'd be bad.
So you guys can go in. You can change, right?
I don't care.
There's towels and there's robes. All right. As you guys again, you see that same long rectangular pool, and off in the corner is the hot tub draining down into the rectangular pool there. So you guys can splash around. Lincoln's got a cannonball in there because that's what Lincoln do. Probably naked. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, no.
It's all dudes
Clothes
in
are.
here. It's all dudes in here. Yeah, whatever. So about 15, 20 minutes later, you do hear on the outside of your door for the guys.
Yeah, when we got there, I walked into the pool and in the deep end, I was sat under the water. I'm keeping my necklace of adaptation on, so I'm just sat under the water.
It
The bottom of the pool.
okay. Alright, right. So
I just swam laps, I guess, and appreciated the warm water because usually all water is cold.
So for you, Jill, it's been a while, man, since you've gotten a chance to. This isn't necessarily like full-blown nature or anything. The last time you really got to take a decent swim was back in Azeros with the river that ran through there and went hunting and everything. So it's nice. This is a nice feeling for you, man. The water as it kind of like glides over your crocodilian hide and scales. You can almost kind of feel as you're gliding through the water, some of like the dirt and grime of just being out in the world almost kind of like just peels away, dude. It's almost like just a thin dirt skin is just peeling off of you guys. For the ladies too, when you guys get in there, it's just something about these waters are cleansing at the same time as you're kind of refreshing.
What I'm imagining is when Jill gets in the pool, you just see a bunch of fucking dirt go all the way up when he's swimming.
This just ruins the pool for everyone.
That's kind of mean.
And
That's very good to beat.
the one thing you guys would also see is on Volt's. This is the first time you really got a chance to hang out with him on a personal level, kind of thing. Lots of do you want to describe it?
Do you guys ever see those pictures of the people that get struck by lightning and they have those weird scars on them?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all up his back and on the arm with the glove on it.
Looks hurtful.
So have you always had those? Did that happen like after the whole backpack thing?
Happened before the backpack thing.
Oh man, that's
the reason I need the backpack thing.
Nice.
Some impressive scarring there.
Thanks. I try?
God, I hope not. All right.
I guess I get a robe on and go outside. Well, I guess I wouldn't really care, so I just open the door.
No, Jill, wait, no, Jill.
Right, and as Jill opens the door...
Oh, fuck.
I don't think anyone grabbed a towel yet.
I'm still under the water.
Everyone's still under the water.
Yep, I'm on the edge of the wall.
All right.
I'm like that bit in them kickboxer ways under the water.
Just meditating?
Just meditating
Again,
at the
as
bottom
you
of the
really
pool.
start to zen out for like a solid minute, there's like as like another cannonball goes off and Jill's, you hear Jill, you can actually hear Jill like as he's swimming back and forth in the laps, but you kind of catch like little moments of peace and quiet as in between cannonballs and things like that. All right. So as you open the door, Jill, with your robe on and everything, that's like really stretching to like cover really anything. It's more,
He doesn't have the robe on.
It's more of a towel robe for you at this point. She goes, "All right, gentlemen, are you all ready for your massages so we can head on out?"
Yeah. Wait. Oh, there. We'll be there soon.
All right. And she walks in. All
I just follow
That
her.
is the opposite of what I said,
Chop,
but
chop,
okay.
let's go.
Okay, I go.
Okay.
I don't, because I'm under the water. I don't have a robe on.
Yep.
I'll be right out.
I'll bring them robes.
Yep. Okay. Lincoln with no fucks given gets out. He's like, whatever, just up and out.
I don't hear any of this.
I'll splash the water.
1 second. Hold my breath. stick my head under the water and look for Sticks through the
all
mucky,
the way
like,
down
gross
at the other
bullshit.
end, yeah, all the way down at the deep end where the hot tub water is pulling into the pool water, just zenning out down there.
Come back up. I gotta get the go back under and just swim over to Sticks, tap him on the shoulder, and point up. And then go back and. Being that she is not leaving and she's the bathhouse attendant, he's just like, fuck, whatever. Gets out, pulls on the robe, and is ready.
Don't worry, we've already seen your dick.
Couple times. All right.
And all its two-handed weapon glory.
Yep. And as Sticks gets out of the water, you can see there's cut marks all around his upper body and a big little scar running down his spine. He's just severely cut up. Like, there's not an inch of his body without cut marks or scars.
I don't think we have a single male character that's not fucking covered in scars at this point.
And a big tattoo on my right arm.
Scales. I don't think I have scars.
Scars are under scales.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess one maybe super visible on the Jewel.
Oh goodness, where to begin? Growing up in a bunker alone with only her father and her mechanical dragon, Misfit, Ilona Lewin often felt isolated and alone for the first 24 years of her existence. Forbidden from venturing into the apocalyptic wasteland she was told lay beyond the bunker door, she often dreamed of having her own adventures. After her father left one day and never returned, she had no choice but to leave home and was enthused to discover the world that she thought had been destroyed was so alive. There was so much beauty, so much wonder, so many new friends to meet, and Ilona wasn't going to waste any time. She set off with nothing but her father's coat and her mechanical best friend to find answers to so many of the questions she had. Did bees really have knees? What did the ocean look like? I wonder if there are actually fish larger than dragons, like I've read about. There were so many adventures to be had. So why had her father locked her away and kept her from knowing such a wonderful and magnificent place filled with so many great people? Ilona made friends with anyone she had even half a conversation with, but soon found herself closely bonded with a group of adventurers training to be part of the Glory Hounds, a marvelous guild that she had already accidentally sort of stumbled into, but she is officially a member. Probably. Choosing to stay with these GearHearts, Ilona soon began to learn that this world was not as perfect as she first thought it to be. So many friends in this world would lie and hurt people. There was a darkness to the world that even she couldn't avoid seeing. But never fear, this girl was raised on fairy tales, stories where monsters were always slain, good always triumphs over evil, and the heroes always stand victorious. It's going to take a lot more than evil plots and devious villains to make Ilona, regret ever leaving that bunker.
Sticks ain't had the easiest lives, but what he has lived through has made him the goblin he is today. He was born and raised in this tiny village situated in the forest that surrounds the Shadowvale Mountains. Life was peaceful until the night the heroes came to visit and threw his life into darkness. Alone and afraid in a world he didn't understand, he sought shelter in the only place he could find, the ruins he had heard about as a child buried deep within the Shadowvale Mountain. Just one problem with that: the ruins weren't empty. The years passed filled with pain, fear and solitude until he was rescued by his now closest friend Kylar. This fateful day would change Styx's life forever. He was no longer alone in the world. He had friends, he had a family, he had a cause to fight for. Styx is now a blood hunter and a member of the Claret Order, those who fight against the darkness and the things that would use the darkness as a weapon. His training now complete, he has decided to travel and expand his knowledge of the world and the secrets it hides. Eventually, his travels led him to Lower Azuro and the Guild Hall of the Glory Hounds. Little did Styx know that this one act of accepting work would have such a big impact on his life. Styx now has some new comrades and new friends to explore the world with, and new ways to look at the world. He has found a talent for magic he didn't know about, and through this magic, his familiar, Acheron. The shadows of his past are once again looming behind Styx, but Styx knows he has friends to help him. He ain't alone anymore, and he ain't afraid anymore. He's still the same goblin he's always been, but one thing he knows for sure. It's true what they say, mate. What don't kill you can scar you for life. But the drink helps.
Well, hello there. Name's Jill Ashwood Tick. My friends call me Geo. I'm a lizard folk, as you can plainly see, and this here is my introduction. I was born in what most Saskans called the Savage Swamplands. I, however, called it home, till I was run out for hunting too much. Ugh, bunch of bull. They were just jealous I was better at hunting than them. Where was I? Oh yeah, left swamp. Yeah, I left the swamp. Eventually found myself in the company of some soft-skinned mercs. They needed some muscle. I obliged. Spent a long time with them. Grew fond of them. And then one day, they died. A rival company, the Red Buzzards, thought we were moving in on their turf. So, they killed all of them. Except me. Thought they could make a spectacle of me. So they sent me over to an arena to fight forever till I died. I wasn't happy with this. So, one day, during a really nasty riot, I snuck out and escaped. I got nicked on the way out though, so had to lay low for a few months while that healed. Eventually, when I was getting ready, I heard rumors of a new merc company opening up in Azeros, so I made my way there to hide myself among them, gather some strength and information, so I can kill me some red buzzards. And that's how I met the Glory Hounds.
Freylost Akra has always been a strong-minded sort, even from his early days among the orphans abandoned at the gates of Grimjaw's compound. He was hand-selected to undergo training to become an elite shock trooper under the God tier to maintain order throughout the known lands. He maintained this reputation during his training, holding a standing record for returning other platoons as lost flags, as well as a record for the most successful captures on training missions and the most, disciplinary paperwork for refusal of orders. He was an excellent shock trooper with a bit of a mind of his own, and may have risen high among those of lofty ideals were it not for that day. That fateful day, wherein he was ordered to take part in the summary execution of a small village of reformed criminals for not more than seeking a better life than the one levied upon them by the prisons they had slowly broken free of. You see, while the rest of his squad saw hardened criminals, Freylost saw people trying to make the most of what they had, far away from any who could come to harm for it. While the rest of his squad fell too, Freylost fell away, off into the wilds until he hit a point where he could run no more, drifting off into sleep. In his dreams, he was made an offer, a chance to understand why the world behaved the way it did, why it could be so brutal, so unforgiving, and more importantly, how he could change it. All he need do was step away from his home and squad, and continue seeking power under the guidance of this new force. He awoke with an unfamiliar mask, an unfamiliar guide, and an all-too-familiar need to take action.
My name is Tixon. I'm the rogue sorcerer kobold of the party. I escaped my warren and wandered until after a lot of fights, near-death experiences, realizing having small legs is terrible for traveling, I found Azeros and the Glory Hounds Guild, where, after I met the party and joined in all of their adventures, I've been through a trip and fucking half. Gained my magic from some weird dragon god thing. Helping the Glory Hounds save the town. Making sure a family feud didn't break out in the middle of the city. Since we left, well, all that's happened there. Faced the fallen. The Warforged are fighting for him. Well, in the background, all I know is my friend got kidnapped by him too. I'll do anything to make sure they are okay. One day let's kill that dragon that controls patrols my warren, free my people. I ain't got too much else to say. Just here to help my friends and make sure that I leave the world better than I find it.
Oh, hi. I was told to introduce myself. I'm Voltal, a 15-year-old storm chaser. My friends call me Volt. I got the nickname because I like storms. I know, shocking, right? Did I get that pun right? Is that okay? Is that good? Okay, good. Well, I'm from a small island named Akari in the Sea of Radiance. My home is known for elementals fighting off the coast every 10 years. I was on the beach for one of these fights, watching a giant snake made of clouds fighting a water elemental. After that, I was hooked. It made me want to become a storm chaser, so I headed to the mainland to see if I could find any other storms that aren't on my island. Some people tell me I get excited when I talk about storms, but what can I say? They're so cool. I really hope that I can find other people who like storms. Yeah, like crazy storms, like when the wind blows from a cold to a hot and makes a tornado that can destroy an entire village by just going through it. Wait, we're out of time? I don't know, but it was just getting good.
Persephone Sharonford Vanderoth Kearney de Renard III, fourth child of Viscount Zephyros de Renard, daughter of the House of Blades. At your service. But don't let my good breeding fool you. My family not only rules Theros with the other three houses, but we also control its military. As a child, instead of playing with dolls and learning how to arrange flowers, like my sisters, I studied combat and tactics with my brothers, and I was rather good at it. Then I discovered engineering and constructed my first firearm, Requiem. Life was going well, until I overheard my parents discussing an arranged marriage for me. Having already been thoroughly disillusioned about the bliss that is usually associated with marriage, I did the only thing I could. Claimed I was going for a long visit with Great Aunt Rosalind in Upper Azeros, took the longer route by land, and remained in Lower Azeros instead. I calculated it would be around 2 months before anyone showed up looking for me, by which time I would be long gone, a false name hiding my trail. Unfortunately, I miscalculated. Far too soon I heard that my eldest sister, Calypso, was in town looking for me. My miscalculation, father's choice and agent, and the sudden discovery that a band of thugs have been seeking to kidnap Calypso left me less than ecstatic. I had little choice but to reveal my identity to my new allies, and escort my sister back to the safety of our estate in Imbric, hopefully drawing out the brigands in the process. So far, things are going about as well as everything else lately.
This is the first time Styx has been out without any clothing, so...
Yeah.
So how are massages?
I'm glad you asked. Follow me, gentlemen, and you can follow her up. And as you follow her up, ladies, what are you doing over in your pool house?
Percy would have instructed Ilona, get in the changing room, change into as little as you're comfortable with, and then we'll go swimming.
Ilona takes off her shoes and her coat and gets in the top.
Before she gets in, do keep in mind you're going to be wearing that out. So you're going to need time to dry it off.
Want to eat dinner?
Well, but you know, I have to. My clothes are dirty too, so
you're going to be changing into something new so that those can get washed later.
But wouldn't it be easier if I just washed myself and my clothes at the same time?
Do you have soap for your clothes? Do you know how to wash clothes?
I don't understand your questions.
You can't. Okay, you got a bucket of water dropped on you earlier. Do your clothes seem any less dirty than before?
Well, yeah. Volt sort of did that weird thing, and so that
dry them off. Yes.
Yeah, but they feel cleaner.
Do they look cleaner?
I don't know. Do they?
I did both. Yes.
Okay, then you don't. If they were cleaned with prestidigitation, you don't need to wash them now.
Right. So this is all very stressful.
You can remain in your undergarments if you like. That will take less time to dry. Don't tell me you don't have undergarments.
Well, my shirt is sort of under my... because it's tucked in and it's...
Oh, we've got so much shopping to do. Fine.
This poor Vault child.
If you're not comfortable bathing naked with me in the room, that's fine. You can bathe with your clothes on, and the new clothes that we buy will just be what you wear. It's fine.
Ilona will take one of the robes and put it on the right way, but then she'll take another robe and like put it on like pants, and then tie it around her waist too, so she has like a makeshift robe swimsuit.
Yeah.
And then she'll go get in the tub.
A robe suit.
Yeah.
You are absolutely precious.
We have a party of adorable degenerates here, guys.
So do I just sit here?
We'll do soaps and such to the side. Clean up. Relax. If you'd like, the smaller tub over there does have a higher temperature water. That way it helps relax the muscles. It's very pleasant.
I feel like I'm just sort of sitting in my filth, so I feel like I'm not actually getting clean.
Did anyone actually get in the hot tub at all?
Frey definitely did.
When you were in the hot tub, the one thing that you would have saw is not only are there's these it's not really jets coming out of the side like, you know, our typical day whirlpool hot tub kind of thing. The bubbles, it is still bubbling, but the bubbles are actually coming from seemingly underneath. And when
so it's more like a natural, like hot springs and
what happens is when you get in, it's kind of hard to see at first. If you want to, I'll have you roll to it, but it definitely seems like there's something. It's not a solid surface. Like when you get in, when it is a solid surface. Like when you get into the tub, it's not like you see like a solid color. There we go. That's what I should say. It feels like there's a bottom, but like you put your feet on it.
Well, Freya's kind of a curious guy. He'd poke his head under, have a look.
All right, cool. So when you poke under the water there, what you actually see is the whole bottom of this hot tub is one giant glass bowl that you're in, okay? And when you look through the giant glass bowl, there's actually copper piping that kind of wraps all around the bowl itself. And underneath, where these bubbles are coming from, is actually the water being heated by these pipes that come around it. Kind of like a big pot that you're almost cooking in, but it's a little different.
I'll take it. Once he figures out what it is, he'll just sink in and just relax.
Cool. All right. So, sorry, back over to the ladies. Go ahead.
Percy's going to just swim around. She doesn't mind being naked.
Just swim around. Okay.
Swim around.
And the same thing as I said for the gentleman there. When you do swim around in these waters and you're in this hot tub and things, it's just, gosh, you guys have been out on the road for so long, and you've dirt and desert and death and blood and scars and sleeping in the same clothes for how many days now. It's just nice to you just feel like this layer of outside world life just comes. You can almost peel it off like a whole big bodysuit. That's how like just refreshing it is just to get this layer of gross off of you. And it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, it's a little bit of just not having a bath in a really long time, but it just seems something about the water too. It's just very adding an extra element of comfort.
Ilona will, as during the bath, just kind of mimic what Percy does because she doesn't really know what she's doing. But she will not swim. Okay. She will stay in the shallows.
Okay.
And just like.
Does Ilona not know how to swim?
That's adorable. She doesn't know. No fucking way.
When would she learn how to swim?
Yeah. No.
I mean, it makes sense. That's going to be a problem.
So you're just chilling in the shallow end with double robe on. So you're just slopping wet. It's hard to move.
But I will do the arm movements that Percy's doing and just walk back and forth in the shallows.
Would you like to learn how to swim?
How difficult is it? Because it looks
Not really.
like a lot of work.
How about this? Start with floating. Lean back, let your legs lift up off the ground, and just float on your back. Try that first.
And just starts to just slowly lean and falls into the water because these robes are now
I'm gonna make sure she doesn't.
Yeah. Are you gonna put your hand underneath of her a little bit?
I'm gonna do like the parent teaching the kid. So yeah, just under her back.
I'm doing it.
See?
That face is not. I'm doing it. That face is. What's happening?
Just relax.
There's water in my ears.
That happens, yes.
I'm gonna stare back up. Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad that you taught me how to swim.
Oh,
You're a great teacher. That
was just floating to get you used to the idea.
There's more. God, no, there's more.
There's a test.
Oh boy.
We don't have to learn more tonight. It can be another day, but it will be useful later on because we may have aquatic misadventures.
We do sort of need to go. Maybe to an ocean at some point, if everyone wants to.
Yes.
Sort of traveling over an ocean.
Yes. And we do have the rig which goes underwater, so just in case something happens. If nothing else, learn or keep in mind that if nothing else, find which way is up and just kick with all your might in that direction.
I'm not very good at kicking. I will try my hardest, Percy. I promise you I will try my hardest.
I am already thinking of a way to help you rise to the surface faster.
No, I'll get there. It's fine. Misfit can help me.
So as you say Misfit's kind of like on the edge of the pool, like kind of like.
He doesn't want to get in the water.
Misfit, I don't think you should get in here. It's not.
He's just pacing back and forth, kind of like goes like to the corner and comes back around, like when you start floating over here.
I will take my wet sleeve and kind of like wipe him off a little bit and clean him up.
Where do you want to wipe him off at?
Just like his face and his schnoz and the bigger pieces of metal that's like on his back.
Oh.
Just kind of goes off in the corner and like
sulks.
Misfit.
I don't think he likes baths.
No, he doesn't. I used to try to clean him in the bunker too, because I'd sort of like the water with the closet, except I did it on purpose, sort of thing. And I would always try to clean him up a bit. He doesn't like it.
As you're saying all this, he was like facing the pool, and he like stands up and does like the 3 turns, but then like turns with his like butt towards you guys now.
Yeah.
If you need him clean, that trick that Volt did, have him use that.
Well, see, I could do that if Frey would give me my scarf back, but he still has it.
Ask for it back.
They're naked in the other room, just saying. Anyway.
But I do have invisibility.
No.
Oh no. Elona's gonna break herself. We don't even have to do it.
Just ask for it back before no.
But he seems so happy with it. He's very excited. It's the only thing that I've ever seen him wear above the waist, and he actually seems quite comfortable with it.
So find one that looks similar.
I actually thought about trying to find one that could sort of, sort of like you do with your hat, but just for a shirt. Because he does seem to like scarves, but I don't know where we would find something like that. If you let me look at your hat, I could probably understand how your hat does it and then apply it to a scarf. But I would. Oh, okay. Let's do it right now.
Starts examining a hat in the pool with double robes on.
Yep. And my goggles still on.
I'd make her get out of the water first.
Yeah, right.
And then I will ritual identify so that whenever I buy a scarf, I can try to make it do the same thing as the hat for Frey.
All right, noted. So for 10 minutes, you sit off in the corner and study this hat, soaking wet with double robes on.
Yeah, and I will of course ask Misfit to help me because I always do.
And Percy's still swimming.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, but that's fun. All right.
And then we go shopping.
All right. How long do you guys want to stay in the pool for?
Just like
Probably,
30 minutes.
Yeah, half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but that's it.
Okay. All right. So, gentlemen, Cecilia takes you back upstairs. And once you get back up into the open cavern area, she's going to take you back towards the front and off to the side where that dwarf was walking with the wet feet, right? And when you walk into this door, you actually come around to a set of stairs and actually go up. It's kind of actually hard for Jill to actually walk through, but you make it. And as you walk up, you actually come to this long kind of hallway, and you can look down. You can actually see down to the open corridor where you guys just came from. Again, this open air concept. And on this long hallway to the side is 4 doors. No. Sorry, 3 doors. 3 doors on the left-hand side. And she looks at it, she goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, well, these are the massage rooms, gentlemen. 5 of you and 3 doors. I can take some in here and some in here. It's no big deal. Just pick a door and I'll get you sorted.
I got through a door.
Who wants to go in the same doors?
I took the door on the left immediately. So I mean,
okay, first left.
I'll also go left because this
First
will be funny.
Okay.
The middle door.
All right.
Well, shit. Whoever goes to the left is gonna have the work cut out for them.
But Jill and Frey. Okay. Middle is sticks.
Are there 2 rooms or 3?
3 doors.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle.
Middle with sticks. Okay. So Lincoln's by himself. That's fantastic.
Poor Lincoln. He doesn't have to take the 3rd one.
That's okay. No, we're good. So, I'll describe what happens as you all go into these rooms, okay? So, as you walk into the room, and she escorts you in, she'll start with Jill and Frey first, okay? And she's going to leave you gentlemen out in the hallway and take you inside. And when you come inside this room, it's actually kind of plain, to be quite honest. It has some, decorations and things on the wall. There's like a bamboo kind of playing off in the corner, but all you see in this room is just a table in the middle. She says, all right, whoever would like to go first, just hop on up and lay on your stomach and whoever wants to go.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
Ah, sweet.
Nice. All right, so she kind of
whatever.
hops, hits the table. Just lay flat on your stomach.
I thought you said, okay, yeah.
Did I
It's
say
flat
back?
on the stomach.
Bay back, stomach, whatever. How about the fuck you want to lay down? I don't give a shit. Just lay down.
I lay down on my side.
On your side. Fantastic. All right. So,
I lay down on my stomach.
and as you lay on your stomach, she'll place a towel over your Frey bottoms and says, all right, well, enjoy. And she presses a button and pulls a lever, and the table goes through the wall.
Oh boy!
As the table goes through the wall, Jill, you see another an open, much like when the Clockworks came up. The floor parts and another table comes up, and she just goes, "Hop on there, big man."
I do.
Conveyor belt massage, boys.
And as you lay on your stomach and your tail's there, she's like, She just drapes a towel over somewhere back there. She goes, all right, hold on. Boop.
I hold on.
Through the door, through the wall. All right. And then now you guys on the outside hear this. That's it. Hear it twice. Moments later, Cecilia comes out. All right, on to door number 2. Here, follow me. And she walks down to the door. Who, I believe, Styx and Volt, yes?
Yes.
Somewhere along the line, she got your names. Come on in. Probably when you paid her with your Dungeon Express card.
So there's no important question in all this. I believe Volt mentioned he still had his crystal thing in his hand and such. Is he going to keep that on for the massage?
Just a glove.
Okay. Yep.
All right. That's
the previous gentleman did rock paper scissors. I just need one of you to go first. Whoever wants, or you.
I'm just going to jump on.
All right. Well.
Volt's gonna go halfway wave for him to go. Oh, never mind. He already went.
Boom.
I won.
So as you hop up their stick, she goes, "All right," and just places the towel. And she goes, "All right, you ready?
Go."
All right, go. And so you press a button to pull the lever, and Volt, you watch as Styx's table vanishes through the wall, and the door opens up from the floor, and another one pops up in the place.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask questions. All right.
Just hop on
Slide
up.
down.
Yep, right. And she's gonna look at, and when you lay on your stomach, and looks at your back. She's actually gonna look at it for a second and be like, "Oh my, what? If you don't mind me," she kind of leans over. If you don't mind me asking, what happened here?
Oh, I got struck by lightning. It's normal, I guess. No, it's not.
No, that
It's
is not.
normal.
Not a normal
He
thing.
says hopefully.
I mean,
It doesn't hurt. It's fine. There's just think of them as tattoos.
all right. Well,
They're scars.
just for the sake, and she's gonna walk over to the one wall where that bamboo thing was. Do you want to watch what she does?
Yeah.
Cool. So as you're kind of laying there,
I'm waiting for her to pull out a gun.
Yeah.
This entire time.
From the bamboo shoot. She actually goes over to the bamboo and actually slides a part of the bamboo down. And you can see there's a series of like gizmos and gadgets and buttons in there. You can't really see what she's doing, but she does kind of and then cranks the button. She actually turns a dial and then closes it back up. All right. This should make it a little bit more enjoyable. Not to say that it's not, but a little less. Well, you'll see. Ask your friends afterwards. Okay, bye. And then press the button and pulls the lever, and you go shooting through the door.
Bye.
Okay. And then she's gonna go over to Lincoln, and Lincoln will tell you what happens. So, gentlemen, this is what happens when you get shoved through the wall, right? When you get shoved through the wall, you actually come into another room. But when you come onto this room, your table actually slides onto this conveyor belt kind of contraption, all right?
Fucking called it.
And when your table goes onto this conveyor belt, you actually start to go through, and you don't actually see any people. You actually see these large, like, metal and geared hands going up over the conveyor belt that you're on. And as you start to go through and you're laying on your stomach, these hands come down and...
What was the name of that old like claymation cartoon series featuring an old man and his dog?
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, like Wallace and Gromit wake up style bullshit going on.
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining because this is great.
There you go. And it starts to... You're kind of like freaked out a little bit at first, like, wait, what's going to happen? But these hands come down and just kind of works down your shoulders. And when you first traversed onto this conveyor belt, it was very fast from the pull, but it almost seems like the speed was just to get you like to slide off the pedestal. And once you're on the conveyor belt, it's actually just ching 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 ching. It's a very slow process. So now these hands are coming down and slowly starting to massage your back, and then down to like your legs. And as you go through, it actually does it again, but like a different... So the first time it felt like a lot of little fingers on your back, but as you go to the next one, now it's like... working its way down. And about halfway through, the whole thing, these hands kind of grab you, and out of nowhere just whoop, and then flip you off over to your stomach. I don't know if anyone's fighting any of this, but this is what's happening. What's that?
I wanted a giant spatula.
Wow! And now hands come down again and actually start to like massage like into these deep grooves and everything. So as you start to give into the process here and these hands start to go, very relaxing. And I'll tell you what it does when we're all done. And towards the very end, the conveyor belt actually slows down even more. And you can see the hands aren't actually, there's no hands actually over the conveyor belt anymore. There's all these little buttons or some sort of dots on the side. And as you go through, you hear this and steam just comes out of the sides, out of these little jets, and just kind of steams you from all sides. And then hands come and whoop, and then flip you back over again. And now steam just comes down from the top onto your back. So you got it from like the sides and then onto your back. And then at the very end, it just kind of like slowly rolls you down onto this little like slide, and it pulls you back into. And at the very end, it looks like you're about to hit a wall again. And then you just go through the wall, and it's onto like this other little pedestal thing, and you're in some other room. Looks very similar to the one that you just came out of. What do you guys want to do? You're in a room.
Immediately
you're in a
upon
room by yourself.
Really upon getting into that room, Frey's gonna like start to get up, realizes that felt really fucking good, and just lay back down.
Yeah.
Then like launch back up and look behind him in case Jill's coming in behind him.
So what happens is once you guys actually hit that slide, not that any of you would know this because you're on different slides, but once you actually go to a slide, at the very end it just and then slinks down to another one. So that's why they can only really do 2 in a room, because it just almost like train tracks. It goes tink, tink, like that. Once you actually get into this room, a similar layout with the bamboo in the corner and just decorations on the wall, but it is actually a little less dimly lit in here. And you can swear there's some sort of, ambiance music, just very soothing. Kind of sounds almost like water, but with like a little bit of some sort of undertone. You can't really even tell where this is coming from. It's just kind of all around you. But no one's come to get you or anything like that.
I don't think I've ever had
dead.
that. I don't think I eat some of the bamboo.
That was guaranteed.
Sure. You can get up. In this room, it actually is bamboo. For you, it tastes like French fries. Big, crunchy bamboo French fries. You know the French fries that you can get in bags, like kind of like chips or like potato sticks kind of thing.
Yes.
Potato stick fries kind of thing.
All right, then I leave the room.
While Jill's eating these French fries, Frey's just like, oh.
All right.
Hey, yeah, this is a good workout opportunity. Actually, I'm all warmed up, so I'll knock out some.
This whole process probably took about 25-30 minutes, by the way. Just a slow moving conveyor belt going through all these different hands and steams and everything like that.
Guys are gonna be late to dinner.
I'm not going to dinner. Fuck that.
So who's the first to... Jill, you're gonna be the first to leave the room?
Yeah. I need to go do the dip.
Okay. So Volt, the one thing I will say too is you almost feel like it could have been a little like harder, I guess, in terms of the massage machine. It's almost like it was like bless you.
Bless you.
It's almost like it felt really good. It felt relaxing. But it's almost like God, like just like a little more. Come on, like a dog. Like come on, you're right there, but you just like stop. Right? So, Jill, one of the first things you notice when you open your door is that this room is actually, that you come into, is kind of almost egg-shaped in a way. You walk out onto this platform, and you can see off to your right and to your left that it actually goes around this central large vat in the middle of the room. Go ahead and make a perception check. I'll tell you the rest. Followed by whoever wants to go next.
Let's see. Where's character sheet? 9.
9?
9.
I got a 5.
That's probably about all you're really going to get from that initial perception check. Just walking into the room. This platform goes around and connects to the side in this long, kind of like oblong shaped room with this big, large vat in the middle. A large, like, hand claw mechanism over top of it. Whoever wants to come out next is more than welcome to.
Oh, we come out next.
All right, cool. Sticks, same thing. Perception check.
That'll do it. 21 total.
21. All right. So first of all, when you first come out, you see the same shape. Gio is off to the side. It looks like he might have just came out maybe a moment or so before you did. The one thing I will say with your 21, man. So with the angle of all this, when you look down, you can see that whatever's in this vat is, again, that same sort of like brown and tan and brass and copper, all these different kind of colors like coalescing on themselves. And it seems almost like it's not a steadfast liquid. It seems like it's almost churning or moving on itself. And every now and again, you can swear you see like a little boop, like a pop, like a bubble or something. And it just continues to spin. Who's next?
Frey.
Frey. Okay. Come out. Volt. Come out.
Mhm.
And you wait, guys. Wait a moment. 1, 2, 3. And all of a sudden, you hear this. And Lincoln that comes out of the door, he's like kind of like half bloodied on the one side, and he's kind of like hair all mangled and stuff.
Dude, what happened to you?
That was nuts. I got attacked in there. That was crazy. That was not fun
Lincoln,
at all.
Lincoln, what the fuck did you do?
He has like a little bit of blood like dripping off the one
Did
side.
you fight it?
Yeah, I got attacked by like some wild like hands and things.
Lincoln, that's a massage.
I'm gonna go heal him.
And as you walk up over, you can see like his hair's kind of like mangled on the side. He like barely has his towel off to the side. He like busted out the door. He's got blood coming down the side of his chest and everything. He's like kind of like half panting, like leans on the side railing. I want my money back. That was nuts. What is this place? Come over, give him some heals. It does kind of heal up some of the wounds and everything. I think mine's broken. I got attacked in there by these.
I don't know. Mine was really
in the
weak.
face. I feel like I can't see out of my eye, man.
Lincoln, did you move around at all during that whole process?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's where the fucking problem was. It's designed for you to just lay there. It's very relaxing if you don't fight it.
Well, I'm stressed out, man. I thought I was getting attacked by machines.
I admit that she probably should have told us more about this whole process, but, like, you brought that on yourself there, man.
Well, didn't you guys have people? I wasn't expecting machines. I thought it was just going to be a person. I've had a massage before, dude. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, obviously,
Yeah, sure
but
you have.
no people. It was all machines.
Oh, this whole
This
town
is-
has been very machiney.
It's all run by, like, Warforged and shit, guy.
he's kind of like rolls his shoulder a little bit, like, I'm not doing that again. No way.
Well,
So this pool of chemicals.
So as you guys come out of these rooms, this is, as you could probably put together, is the dip room. And from the side of the doors that you came in on, as you look off to the side and you walk around to the other side, there's actually a platform that goes out a little bit and jets above this dip.
I jump in.
Okay. All right. Cool. So as you jump in, you'll see off to the door where Lincoln was. There's another side door over there, and you see Miss Cecilia walk in, and she sees you kind of mid-jump. She's like, "Oh no, hold on!" And she like starts to like little mini gnome run over to the side, and as you like a gust of glump in the chocolate factory, jumping into this big vat. Gio, there is as you jump in, it's very hot liquid that kind of like just immediately just coats your whole body, and as you go underneath, you are instantly starting to not be able to breathe, even with your crocodilian features. This isn't water. This is essential oil, natural oils from the earth kind of thing. So as you're underneath and you kind of like, do you want to take a breath like this is water or not? That's up to you as a Geo as a crocodile.
I don't breathe water. I hold my breath.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, that's fair. All right, so when you go under this vat, it is still very hard to swim. It's not like water where it's it's kind of thick and gloopy. And as you kind of sink down to the bottom, you feel like something kind of like hits you. Not necessarily hard, but it like hits you again. And there's this large sweeping mechanism that's churning this vat as you're in there. You guys up top, you see Cecilia running over to this thing, and there is like a little side compartment, a little side panel, and she goes, "Oh gosh, and she's like, no, and she's like, there's like a little like knob, like a little joystick almost thing, and she see that large hand like, oh yeah, okay.
Here, let me help. I'll go over and just kind of like reach in and try to pull Jill out.
So this vat, okay, you guys are probably about a good 8 or so feet above this vat. This platform goes. Is elevated above it. Okay.
Well, never mind.
Yeah,
then.
you can't really reach in there. So you would notice that as you start, you're gonna go reach in. You're like, oh, okay. It's almost like you're on like 6 foot high diving board. It's like you couldn't really like reach in and grab him, But you do
So
feel
Jill
Jill
can-
kind of struggling in there.
Real quick here, how does this arm thing work? Could that like put me in there because I can grab him and can it lift both of us up?
No, just hold on. Just let me focus. And she's like looking around, and you see the hand kind of going like this, and then she presses a button, and it slowly starts to go in and just grab and just hold. And then Jill, you can't see this, but you do start to feel some sort of large, hard surface start to like hit you from a different direction from what the twister is, the spinner is.
I mean, I can't swim, can I? So I just kind of was like,
That's up to you what you want to do, man. You're being attacked. I don't know. You're being saved. You're being attacked. You don't really know, but there's something trying to like physically touch you over and over again.
I grab it.
Okay, cool. So as you grab it, and she kind of like feels a little. She pulls on this lever, and the claw starts to come out of the vat. You guys see Jill is just covered head to toe. If you try to even see, it'd be really like difficult, almost blinded. This bronze oil substance just oozing off of your body. It actually feels pretty good now that you're out, but for a moment there was a bit of panic that you were drowning in oil. She like, oh dear, hold on, and she's like moving the joystick and kind of like moves you off to the side and like brings you down and sets you down in front of your allies here, just covered. And as you're sitting there, you do see almost like a slow wax. It just starts to like drip off of all of your scales and everything.
I shake. Like a dog.
No, nut doesn't come off. And as some of it starts to peel off of you, just as much as that, you do start to feel instead the oil that's kind of clinging to your scales almost feels like it's getting absorbed into your arm and into your legs and even into your tail. You can kind of feel this like into your skin. Okay, so that's not how this is supposed to go. No jumping into the dip, please. And she just looks around at the rest of you.
He made it a dunk.
Not a dip, but a dunk.
And how's Lincoln responding to all of this?
See? I told you, this place is crazy. There's death around every corner. I'm not going in there. I was going to do it. I paid for it. Just, you know what? I'm done. He actually starts to like, how do I get out of here? And he's like looking around for that door that she came through. And he just walks through it.
I'm going with him. I didn't pay for a tip.
No, I'm hanging out. I'm ready for this shit.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, not to like criticize your business practices or anything, but you ever think about maybe warning people about this shit?
No one ever dunks into the dip. You're just supposed to wait.
Look, we're not from around here though, and like he's literally a giant crocodile,
I
man.
was 30 seconds behind you coming. She just puts her hands in her.
I'm just saying, like a disclaimer and some understanding of what's going on would probably reduce injuries.
Like on the ground, diving.
And as you guys are standing there, she kind of puts her hand in her face. You do hear off to the one side, Frey, this tink, 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 tink. And this little, even smaller than gnome size, not Warforged, but again more of like a clockwork, very similar to Cornelius, walks up, and he has this copper cup, brass and copper cup, and inside is your cucumber water. You just...
Hell yeah! I got mint water.
No,
just
that's right. Sorry. Yeah.
Does it have a straw?
Nope. You can see inside. There's like cucumbers kind of floating on top. And once he hands it to you, just clink, 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 clink.
Just splash it on my face.
The cucumbers do just like kind of stick there.
Tap them a little bit, see if anything changes.
Just very refreshing, when you splash it. Even though you splash onto your mask, you can still on your actual face feel, the cool sensation of the ice water still.
Oh, that's kind of nice, actually. I mean, I can't say anything.
This is how law is made for one another. This is a McDonald's call.
Yep.
Fair. All right, fair. Crocodile. I appreciate some of you guys saving puns for the chat, so I don't have to. I can read them later. I appreciate that. So as she escorts you all out, just all right.
Hey, I pay. I'm still doing this.
Oh, I thought you were leaving.
No,
just Lincoln and I.
Okay. And Stitch,
I mean,
I want my dip.
I guess I still have to do it, even though I just took a dunk.
So what happens here is, all right, this is how this is supposed to go. Just stand there, and she directs you off to the edge of the diving board platform.
Peel off one of the cucumbers and put it in the mouth area so I can eat it. Then do the same with the other ones so they're not contaminated by the oils.
Quite disturbing, yes.
You're never allowed back here.
Probably not.
Well, the boys aren't, at least.
Hey, I've been perfectly well behaved.
So she goes over to that same control panel where she had to basically save Geo. And as you stand there, you see this claw actually activate and come down, and ever so gently kind of like wraps you up underneath your arms and just hoists you up and starts to slowly dip you into this essential oil, right? And it takes you right up to the neck level. Interestingly enough, not all the way underneath, probably for reasons. But as you sit there, you do start to see that same thing that Geo felt kind of bump him, that stirring mechanism kind of going around. And she presses another button and it starts to spin a little faster, and then stops. And as those oils, they're not necessarily going as fast as the mechanism was, because it's not water, it's oil, but it's slowly just coalescing around you. And as you're sitting there, you can feel like all of your muscles kind of like release all at once. Just any like internal, just nasty toxins and things just kind of all release out of you. And as they release at the same time, you start to feel these oils start to seep into your very like molecules of every skin and hair fiber on you, from your braising pectorals and your abs and everything. Like, you just full body immersion into this oil seems to have like full body revitalized your like muscle tonality, if you will.
Anything special and magic-y about it, or just like mineral stuff?
In terms of like the components to it?
Yeah.
Make a nature check.
Okay. I am great at those with a +0.
Sure.
5.
5? This lady just dipped you into some oil, man. But it feels good.
Cool.
Thank
it.
And so, again, as you're sitting there, probably for about a good, like, 5 minutes, actually, all right? She pulls you back out, and as you stand there, just as much as you saw with Geo, the oil starts to, like, kind of come off. But as much as coming off, you do start to feel some more kind of suck into your muscle tone and definition and things. Sticks. Boop. Geo, she's going to think long and hard about that.
You had your dip. You're done.
I mean, technically, we had at least a couple more paid for that weren't being taken because, well, we got a couple of fucking pansies in the party, but
I didn't buy one.
It's like if you read the back of the menu, it says like no refunds.
Yeah, I didn't buy one.
Don't bring
Only
her
Lincoln
shit.
did.
Yeah.
Vault didn't buy one.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-mm. You guys all have money. He has allowance.
That's fair. So as you guys all take your dips and everything,
what's that taste like, by the way?
The oil, like chocolate syrup.
Oh.
So even though you were drowning, it's not a bad way to go. So as she escorts you all back out, I don't know if anyone bought a sauna thing. I don't really necessarily.
Yeah, I did.
know. You did? Okay.
I went all out.
I think I did, but
the sauna is very similar to the saunas that we have today. But Frey, you would notice just as much as like the hot tub, when you go in, it's not so much like pouring water onto heat rocks. There's all these different copper and bronze pipes as you and Jill are sitting there with your half on towel for Jill. All these different copper pipes. Every now and again, if you turn the dial, it's just coming out of different pipes at different times as you're sitting in there. So
kind of fiddle with the dial, play with it excessively. Fill it with way too much steam.
Like to fiddle? Oh yeah, absolutely. If you turn it all the way up, it's like an accordion of steam coming at you.
Yep.
I just started
all the way
getting
up,
my rope.
all the way down, all the way up, halfway down, all
towel,
the way up,
right?
halfway.
You guys are gonna get kicked out of this place. Never allowed back.
Eventually, I just set it about 3/4 and leave it there.
So
That's like a towel, right?
So for a moment, while you guys are all having your massages and dips, I'm going to pan back over to the ladies here for a little bit. So after you guys are done swimming and everything, and you walk your way back up to the outer streets of Imbrick, you are going shopping, yes?
Yes, and we know what we're gonna do. It's just a quick shopping thing. So.
Okay. What you getting? How much? And who's your dad? What's your boo?
Well, I understood most of that. Good. So let me answer what I did understand.
All right. Because I got to write it down. So go ahead.
So I'm going to buy, probably with Percy's help. First thing Alona's going to do is she's going to want to buy a ball gown for the wedding.
Okay.
We can do fancy dress shopping later if need be.
Okay.
that can be very time consuming. So that can be like a full day later.
With Percy's fair points, Ilona will resign to just getting a more appropriate fitted outfit. And after some trying on and doing fashion shows and partway wanting, like really loving it and partway hating it because she doesn't know what she's doing, she'll eventually land on like a hold on, I have it. It's like a little. It's got like a little lacy skirt that has like a bunch of different lace layers, and then it's got like a leather vest that she can attach a bunch of her stuff to. It's got like little poof sleeves.
Interesting. I like
and
that.
She has a pair of boots that fits now, and she also has rainbow stockings because the skirt only comes down to the knee.
Awesome.
Yes.
Amazing.
And she will also buy a scarf for Frey.
What's the scarf design?
Is it going to be another rainbow?
It's going to be like, it's not going to be a rainbow, probably, but it is going to have some like color pops to it. But it's going to be like, the base is going to be gray, but then it's going to have like kind of goldish trimming on the end with like maybe black stripes on one end as well, and then also a little bit of red in there somewhere.
Ooh.
I dig it.
Kind of like his dragon scale.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
But gray instead of white.
And Percy?
I didn't need anything. I was just helping her shop.
Oh, okay.
She's just, yeah. And then I
fancy
think
dress shopping will be later.
Yeah, I think that's it for us. I think for like the girls, we're good to like fast track
dinner.
Okay, all right.
But I think what was last decided was that Ilona was going to help Frey, because Frey doesn't, unless Frey's going to go to the dinner.
No, also, it wasn't really decided. He just mentioned that we should probably do it that way, and then, like, didn't explain why, and no one said anything.
Yeah, but Ilona caught that because she knows that Frey probably wants to see himself.
So what we'll say...
She would go back to the bathhouse to meet up with the guys.
Right. So what we'll say is, by the time you ladies are done, shopping and trying on an outfit and walking and trying on another one and finding the perfect one, and like no one has rainbow stockings, seriously, and then like one final shop finally does after you go through like 3 different ones and then come back around. About the time you guys are done shopping, we'll say that the guys are done with their experience. We'll go with that.
That last shop is the Enbrick equivalent of Hot Topic.
Oh wait, yeah, no, probably go there first. Yeah.
Once I was done with the sauna, I probably would go back and wash my armor in the pool.
Okay, that's fine. You want to clean it
More
up?
weapons.
Clean it up for dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my hat.
Just making it, making it his own little like geo pond of like, this is where I do my laundry, and this is just mud floating everywhere. All right. So, as you guys meet up outside the pipeline, and you can make your way back across the bridge towards the House of Blades.
I'm eating my robe on the way there.
Of course you are.
Tastes like hard marshmallow fluff. With a little bit of a caramel tinge to it.
Tasty.
So what is, because this is important, what is everyone wearing to this thing? I just got Ilona here. What else is everyone doing?
I'm wearing my
and
normal
hats.
outfit.
Okay.
And I'm looking like myself. I'm not hiding it.
Hey.
Absolutely nothing changed for Frey, and he has no intent of going past the front door.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, but if he knocks on the door and a Warforged answers, he's gonna name it.
Okay. I dig it. Who's next?
I'm just gonna button up my nice coat and then spray some. We'll do lavender. Little lavender smell on me. We'll keep going.
I like it.
I smell.
Prestidigitate a little bit. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
They smell like whatever that oil was smelled like.
Okay. All right. So for Lincoln, Alona, what you'll notice is that he actually comes out of the pipeline with, he doesn't actually have the same Under Armour, the same stuff on underneath. He actually has on what you, one of the things you originally met him in, which is more of like this military-esque kind of undergarments, which are Glory Hounds stuff.
Aww.
So he doesn't have on like his green that you guys all met him in. He has back on his Glory Hound stuff. It's probably the nicest stuff that he has, so I'm gonna go with that. Sticks, how about you, buddy?
Still wearing the same clothes, but I'm going to cast Disguise Self on my clothes to basically neaten them all up to their original posh, pristine and clean, and it's just the clothes I'm changing.
All right, I like that. That's cool. Percy, Frey, Volt, Sticks, Geo, Lincoln, and then Ilona. All right.
Oh, I do have the container on my back too. I can't do anything with that.
Just painted.
All right. So, as you got... Oh, shit. You know what? I did forget to do something. That's okay. That's fine. We're good. So, as you guys are heading towards the House of Blades, it is, right around that dinner time, that kind of like 6 o'clock-ish time that was agreed upon for dinner. Sun is just starting to set. The sky, again, when you first arrived at Imbrick, you remember how you saw kind of like this weird overcast of all the smog and things from some of the steam pipes and everything like that, if you will. So the colors right now, even though there is kind of like this darkened haze off to the side, since some of the factories and things are kind of shut down for the day, the fog doesn't necessarily lift, but it does kind of lessen. It's not as thick as it usually is. So as it starts to dissipate a bit, more of the sky does start to come in, and some of the reds and the oranges and the purples and the blues do kind of like shine through some of the darkness. So it's kind of a cool visual as you guys are walking your way over to the House of Blades.
Percy, what's the question?
Go ahead.
It's separate time. It's just about dusk, so 6 o'clock.
Okay, we should wait about 2 minutes before we go in, right? So we're gonna be late.
That's adorable.
That is rather adorable.
Just stand outside the door for 2 minutes?
No.
No, Volt. You see, being on time is being late. So this way.
So was the whole massage or whatever a short rest?
Ooh, good question.
I think Kyle's distracted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you guys were still talking to each other. Go ahead. What was someone asking me a question?
What, did we have a short rest?
With the massage and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you guys have a hit dice or anything, because you guys had clockwork stuff.
I didn't get touched.
That's fair.
Yeah, Kabe did take a bit of a beating though.
He did get punched in the face.
13, so that's 23, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Lincoln could probably use a short rest after his short rest there.
Yeah.
1.
Alright, so as you guys are doing your hit dice here.
7, 38, 39. 39.
Alright, so as you guys are doing that, so you walk up to the House of Blades and knock. Gerald comes to the door. Welcome back, everyone. Talk stops for a moment.
Good evening. Are you going to let us in?
Look who we found!
Lady Persephone, yes. Oh my God! By all means, walk. And he opens the doors wide and escorts you all in, and he's very.
Is the whole family going to be joining us, or will it just be Calypso and the parents?
I'm happy to see you. First of all, did you just get back now? We've been searching everywhere. We sent Calypso out to look for you, and we.
I mean, she was here before.
No, Jill, silly crocodile, that was Bennett.
Was that just Percy disguised as somebody?
No, I don't think that's true at all.
Are you seriously saying this out loud?
Yes.
I'm going to turn around and look at him. No, of course not. You met me at the academy, remember?
Yes, the academy.
I mean, I get that you're like, I know all us fleshies look the same to you, but really, trying to play it off a little bit better.
Gio, go ahead and actually, Gio and Persephone and Ilona, I'll take a deception check real quick.
Alright, I don't know how good my deception is, actually.
Oh, that was really good. That was really, really good. 26.
Holy shit! All right. Lie your ass off.
So, plus 0, that'll be an 8? I guess.
Did I help at all with my addition of accusing Jill of being basically racist? Saying all fleshies is the same?
I mean, you are all the same.
Fucking called it.
Percy covered the ball here with this one, so you're good.
Cool.
I got a natural 1, if that changes.
Oh.
My God.
And then Ilona entered the conversation.
Why did you say anything?
Because he told me to roll!
What do you mean? Okay.
You just throw gang signs at me?
No, those are ninja symbols.
That's magic. That's magic missile, dude. That's how you do that shit. All right, he's gonna take a long, hard look at everyone, but it appears that all right. Well, I mean, more pressing matters are at hand here for this evening. Yes. It will be the Viscount, the Countess, and Calypso. In fact, they're actually all in the dining room waiting for you all. I can escort you all back.
Deimos, Andromeda, and Hector are not joining us then.
That is correct.
That is a shame. I did want to speak with Deimos again. Very well.
Yes, well, in fact, your two brothers have actually been out for the past 2 weeks or so, in fact.
Doing what?
It appears that your younger brother is to be... as you know, this is a family. He's starting to develop into his family commitments, if you will. I'm sure your father will have plenty to say about it. We should probably do that. And he's just going to start walking down the hallway.
I follow.
Yeah, I mean, last I know I wasn't invited anymore, so you guys have fun, I guess.
I give Frey some rations.
Oh.
And go.
If you really want to stick it to father, then you show up anyway.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. Hey, by the way, asking the person who answers the door, do you guys have a Warforged that normally answers the door?
Remember, you had named at least one earlier.
Don't worry, I have plans.
I think there was 2 of them, actually.
Yeah.
No, for this, no, actually, Gerald answered the door here for this one.
Damn.
All of the Warforged are being...
I wanted to name it Bell so they could shout, "Get the door, Bell."
Awful.
Amazing.
Well, if you recall, I'll save that. I'll save that little bit of tidbit. It's okay. It's all right. So yes, Gerald is the one who answered the door for reasons, which I'll tell you later. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, they only come for their name now, and they're probably very confused about this.
That's fair. That's fair. So when you guys walk down the old hallway here, and you go into, so remember, when you walk into the main corridor, all the blades and everything are all on the main entry hallway, and you walk down the hall into the ballroom area. And when you actually walk into the ballroom area where the windows are on the sides, of 2 big portraits are on the wall that leads into the kitchen, you can now see that a long table has been brought out for the evening meal. Let me see if I can click on stuff.
You gotta.
Did that show up on this thingy thingy?
Yeah.
Looks like it did. Haha. Get in the thing. There we go. All right, I did it. All right, cool.
There we go.
So,
Okay.
as you guys walk in, you can see the long table, and you also do see a number of Warforged actually walking around with plates coming from the back. This is, if you guys can see, this actually says hallway where you guys came from. This is the kitchen, down where you were. That's the 2 portraits there, right? You actually do see Calypso walking up to the table about to take a seat. Gerald has made his way down here. You do see the Count is at the one end of the table, the Viscount. And the Countess actually has her back to you because it's the back of her chair, but she is sitting in that seat there. And what else was I going to show you guys? I don't remember. I'll get to it if I remember. Okay, cool. Oh, that's what it was. Let's get you guys.
Yeah, it's because are you going to add us?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I gotcha. All right, so while I'm doing this, what do you guys want to do as you walk in?
I guess I'll go sit down.
All right, where would you like to sit?
Right next to the old racist.
Okay. You should be able to move your tokens. I don't know if you can or not.
I just beeline it for that chair.
All right.
I'll be right there just to piss him off, but not really.
So as you guys all start to walk in, you're going to see the Viscount at his seat and look down and stand up in his chair.
Good evening, Mother, Father. I heard you had a message for me.
And as you hear the voice, you see the Countess actually stand up and turn and look in her chair. Persephone, where have you been? And she stands up and starts to walk towards you.
Oh, did Calypso not tell you? She did find me.
Yes, we have much to discuss. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. And she looks over at her other daughter, Calypso. Did you know about this?
Oh, no, I didn't tell anyone I was going to be here. I didn't even tell my friends.
Right
I'd hired another...
Right before she was about to answer, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I had hired another Glory Hound to take my place on the escort mission, and then followed to keep an eye. They didn't even know I was here until they came to the academy and found me.
Very surprised.
The Viscount is still just standing there, just glaring at you.
I just sit real casual.
I'm half tempted to tell all your friends to leave. He looks over at
But they've
Calypso.
been invited. You don't want to be rude, Father.
I'm going to escort Calypso to her seat and pull it out for her and help her sit down.
Smarmy little goblin. Pharmadon, the Smarmosaurus.
You gentleman man, yo. And he's going to watch that happen too, the Viscount.
I'm going to make sure he can see it, yeah.
Play it up.
Yep.
Okay. So as everyone starts to take their seats, he goes, well, if you want to have this conversation in front of everyone, that's fine. I think it goes without saying that... Well, let me ask you this first. Did your friends deliver the message that I wanted them to deliver to you?
Yes, I had heard you had a message for me. You're welcome.
You know, Persephone, for all of your life you have done nothing but go against the grain of what this family is and stands for, and this is just the icing on the cake It's unacceptable and will not go unpunished.
Yes, going against the grain
Frey
of
just
what
kind of
family
like
stands
laughs at that a
for.
little bit.
I have spent almost 2 years working with the Angenois to aid the military, aid the musketeers. That is what the family stands for. I have had my own method, down to my own beats, but I have not gone against the family standards or morals.
He kind of like stops looking at you and looks down at the Countess all the way at the other end, who's now sat back down. And she's still kind of mixed emotion down there. Kind of like as parents do, I guess. They talk without talking kind of thing.
By the way, I'm inciting them throughout all of this, Eclipso 2, to try to get a feel for any hints about this whole plot.
Sure, you want to insight right now?
Mm-hmm.
What's everyone else doing?
Insight.
Any food on the table?
Oh, sure.
Do I get advantage?
Oh, because they're Ma and Pa de Renard kind of thing?
Mama and Dada?
Yeah, sure.
Can I move Misfit to the chair next to me?
Do you not have control over him?
No.
That wasn't...
Funnily enough, I have control over him.
My bad!
Where's Leon gonna sit? That's his name, right?
Yeah, Lincoln's gonna sit next to Frey, his new best friend.
Yep. I'm just very deliberate.
I rolled a 15.
There.
15. Okay.
Turn slightly towards Papa de Renard with a. Well, it would be glaring if I had a face he could see, but just, I guess, doing whatever I can to radiate a slight aura of menace.
Yeah,
I'm just
just watching. Just watching Dad.
Right.
Ilona's just eating food and playing with her new skirt.
Occasionally reach over, grab a thing, and stuff it in my mouth.
All right.
I'm waiting for an opening or any sign that I should do my protection from evil and good on him.
Okay. So as you are having all these conversations, everyone starts to sit down, and he looks around. He looks towards you, and he looks down towards the Countess, and then he looks around at everyone. And he kind of, as he's still standing, he slams his hands on the table. No one gave anyone permission to touch anything on this table. And you are all guests in my house.
It's called the Fuzz. Run!
Grab a turkey leg in the fucker! Swarming shit.
I finished my whatever morsel I had in my mouth, put the fork back on the table, just put my hands on my
put my everything down.
Frey deliberately takes another bite. Sure as shit, don't make us feel like guests.
He's gonna look back over towards Persephone. And these are your friends. This is what you've been doing with your time. Not fulfilling your duties, but this. And he just points at all of these people.
Well, I also wasn't the one that invited them to dinner.
Real quick. Yes, Ilona.
Does he call on her?
No. Oh, you're actually doing? Right.
Yeah.
I thought you were just not touching anything. Okay.
No, she put her fork down and she raised her hand.
Okay.
He will look. Yes.
Can I eat, please?
She's trying. Hungry. She's trying very hard.
He's not even going to answer that. He's going to look back over towards Persephone.
I'm going to look at his wife.
Real quick here, just to make sure I'm doing this right. One moment. Hold, please.
But don't hold on to the table because we're not allowed to touch it.
Percy, what you thinking about right now?
Analyzing their body language and seeing if I can get a feel for what's up.
All right.
Is anyone casting a spell?
If you're casting a spell, I think you're casting with that question. She has a save.
Yeah, and I also have a counter spell.
Not everything needs a
counter
save.
spells are it does have a save for spells.
There are certain things in D&D that do not require a save.
Yeah, if it's
As a DM, I know that.
If it's the thoughts one, she doesn't have a save until you go deeper.
That's true. You could get the base level surface thoughts.
There's still incantation.
There's also underlying defiance in there too.
Sure. What are you looking at?
Just keeping eyes locked on Dad.
Okay.
Just getting a read and being defiant.
He's still staying there. Okay.
What's Gerald doing?
Just standing right next to the Viscount. Kind of with his hands behind his back. You know, very proper. Go ahead, Percy. I thought you were going to say something.
So, are you going to let us eat, or do you have more things to say first?
I believe we should talk about further matters after dinner. I don't want to be rude to all of Calypso's guests, and he's going to sit back down. Now you may all eat. And he kind of snaps his fingers, and all the Warforged, by the way, have stopped when he stood up. They were like, oh, fuck. And when he snaps, they all start going again.
All right, I have my fill of food.
So he looks over towards Ilona.
Oh.
And he says, what is your name? No, please, by all means, take your time, yes.
My name is Ilona Lewin. Hello.
It appears just from this short interaction that you seem to be the only one with any sort of manners here in your group. Do you lead all these hooligans?
No. No, I have the least idea of what I'm doing, actually.
Super using the right forks and the right spoons.
Yeah, I didn't even have on my lap yet.
You are ignoring several others that
in terms of being most proper, I think actually Styx takes that role.
Aside from me, of course.
He's the one that told me that I needed to dress for success. So that's why I have shoes that fit me now.
Frey.
Of course, it has nothing to do with me, of course.
Hey, Frey.
And Percy, of course.
What you thinking about?
Just abject disgust towards this guy, thinking he's a fucking terrible host and an asshole and a racist.
All right, good. Cool.
I don't like him.
All right,
and I'm not afraid about it.
Okay, all right. So the Viscount will sit back down and start eating after he snaps his fingers and everything. So did you hear, daughter, about what Andromeda now has to fill your place, since you can't help but bring this up enough decline to fulfill your duties to your family?
I have done far more than any marriage arrangement could do just in my 2 years with the Ingenieur.
Yes, and that's not your place to decide what and who and where you get to go. This is not some ragtag family. We have generational roots in this city. And you are turning your back on multiple lines since this town has been rebuilt.
Yes.
What makes you think that you are so special that you don't fall into line? And he looks over at Calypso. Your oldest sister knows her place. Andromeda knows her place.
Well, quite frankly, Father, I have far more potential than either of them put together. No offense, sister.
She looks over like...
Actually, yes, she did come with us. On the beans.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
I
Eclipse
fucking
was pretty
lied too. It's just very disappointing.
Because I don't obey your every whim without thinking. You do realize I could be a rival for Deimos for heir to the title.
Did you ever stop to
I'm
think
as
once,
intelligent.
Did you ever stop to think once about why?
Why this sham of a wedding forced me to do something that I would hate? Yes, I had thought about it, and I figured it was because Wodal would be an embarrassment and ruin their family name, and I was the best bet that they thought of, but they would have been much better off with just finding a common girl that had at least as much intelligence, probably be Elven, because then they wouldn't have to find a new wife for him in 50 years to keep him under wraps. But considering they are settling for for Andromeda, it seems that intelligence wasn't the defining factor. So I would like to know, if you really are so intent on this, why? Why me? Why this political arrangement?
Sticks,
That's a good taste.
Sticks, what do you think about right now?
Mainly burning him.
Alright.
It's cool, calm, and mainly burning him.
I love
If he
this
steps out of line.
Okay. Alright, cool.
You
Good.
die in
Good.
a fire.
It's completely controlled thought, and then it's just that if you touch her or say the wrong thing, you will burn.
Okay, good to know. Okay. Alright. Back up into the conversation. He's gonna start to grind his teeth a little bit. So it appears that you stop to think about why, and then even still decided to run instead of coming and talking to me about the why.
Well, I did not realize that it was Wodal until Calypso said so. So I didn't have a why in the first place. I just knew that is not living up to my potential, and it is a waste of my life, and I would be
yes. And then you were
miserable.
selfish and turned your back on your family. And again, in case your friends did not deliver the message to you when they saw you, thanks for nothing, right? Did they give that to you, daughter?
Oh, so 2 years dealing with the Musketeers and the Ingenues, building machines for the army that you control. That is nothing. Thank you, Father. So kind.
This family has more potential than you can even comprehend. There are things in the workings to bring us to the top.
Oh, so do elaborate. Enlighten me, Father.
Now you're interested. Not before, but now.
No.
So you get to pick and choose when you're a part of this family. I understand. Fantastic. Well, this dinner is going swimmingly well, and you're going to see the Countess on the other end, like, Zephyros, calm down. No, I will not calm down. I have a daughter looking over at Calypso who understands her place. I have a daughter, points over at Percy, who's selfish beyond her own means and always has been, and I give her one other chance to make ado and make amends. And he's going to hold his tongue for a second. It's not worth it. It's not. And he's just gonna start eating. He's gonna try to be.
By the way, where are Deimos and Hector? Gerald was rather vague about it.
He's gonna look down at the Countess. What you think about right now, Percy?
I'm actually curious about Deimos and Hector.
Okay, okay, fair enough. All right, cool.
I want to hang out with my brothers that actually understand me.
Okay.
So the wife's reading our minds. Got it.
He's gonna look down. He's gonna look down and look over at Percy and say, "You know, that's more for family concerns, I think, at this point."
Oh, father.
You mean
Please.
more for your pawns to be pushed into with no information whatsoever at all and no control over their own lives?
So he's going to look right over at Frey and slam his hand on the table. To be quite honest, sir, you just being in this room is appalling and disrespectful to this house. The fact that you're even here right now is because my daughter asked for it. All right?
You're making a lot of broad fucking sweeping statements about everybody who lives in this house. You ever thinking maybe you don't hold the same opinion as everyone else? 'Cause these people are
Put a
individuals.
shirt on, you heathen!
No!
He's going to look over at Percy again.
You
Just
do
shake
not
his head.
own me.
You're right. But I do own this house. And if you can't abide by simple rules, even the ones I decide to bend for my daughters who listen at their request. I've done this earlier today, sir, and I'm going to ask it again. And he's just going to go like that towards the hallway.
Stand up, push a chair over, happily. Lean into a warforge as I'm walking by. Your name is Dennis, and then leave.
I'm gonna grab a few rolls
Dennis?
and
Dennis?
put a potato in my purse.
He walks
And
back
then
to
I'm
the walks back to the kitchen, Dennis, and just all right. So that's, where are you at, Frey? You're over here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right there.
All right.
I will bottom right.
Oh god. Hold on one second.
Amazing.
So I guess that's Dennis then.
Yep. Give me a second. All right. While I'm putting this on here, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm still eating.
When Frey leaves, Alona doesn't want anybody to be alone, so she's gonna grab some rolls and a potato and put it in her little side satchel and give a quick bow and then leave it too.
All right.
So is there anybody in the entranceway, like the foyer?
The hallway door?
In the foyer, like where we came in. You know, that had all the fancy swords and shit,
Yeah, the
decorating
front
everything.
doors? No.
I'm stealing a sword when I walk out too. You know, get ready for the wall.
Okay. What? Where and which and when and how and what sword?
Frey,
Just a random one off the wall, whatever is available.
Frey, that's not your sword.
I don't care.
Well, yes, but see, if you steal it, then you're going to be giving him evidence that you're exactly the kind of person that he thinks you are.
I don't actually care much about his opinion of me.
I mean,
He's a
that's
poncy
fine.
asshole with his head stuck so far up his ass he can't even see that he has no idea what a family is.
Well, that was
Not being quiet about this at all.
quite a sentence. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it seems like we might have to sort of work with him a little bit to get into this wedding, so might be good to maintain somewhat of a bridge, even if it's just a thread.
As Misfit walks out
For
with
the
you guys-
time being.
As Misfit walks out with you guys, as you go into the hallway, he does give a little just slightly right behind you, Alona.
So he grabs the sword, through a monumental effort of will, lets go, and goes back towards leaving.
Okay. I will erase Frey steals the sword off my.
Yay!
Yeah, that could have gone very poorly because that's legal things too. So
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
So I guess Frey and I will go try to find Fox.
Okay.
Probably starting at the Glory Hounds, but we'll get to that later because dinner is afoot.
All right. And here.
How's Lincoln taking this whole conversation?
Oh, he's eating, yo. But I get, when actually, you know what? That's fair. You know when Alona leaves and Frey leaves, he's gonna take a turkey leg and go with.
Yes.
My man.
Does one of these as you go out the door, like. And then right behind Misfit, dude.
I love Lincoln more and more by the second.
All right, so we have Volts, Styx, Percy, and Geo still in the room. Okay.
How's the food taste?
To you with your Ring of the Goat. You've had better tablecloths. I'm playing this where like real food tastes terrible.
I kind of love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, like chicken tastes like wood. Like the fuck is this?
Do they have a fancy tablecloth there? I feel like this is an important statement since he just said he's had better tablecloths.
All right. Is anyone doing anything else? He's back to eating, being very trying to hold stuff back. Just every now and again looks up at you. Go ahead.
Mother, would you tell me where Deimos and Hector are? I would like to know if my brothers are safe.
Yeah, yes, they're safe. He gives her a glare real quick. They're safe.
Well, while he's glaring at the her, I'm gonna eat a fork, like really quickly.
Go ahead and make a sleight of fork check.
Waiting for that.
With advantage, because he is not looking at you. By now, this guy's like over here.
Is that with advantage, Crab?
Yeah, it was.
Oh no.
This guy's over.
Let's see. 12.
Oof.
There, you're good.
Oh.
So the metal fork, and it's actually a very nice polished silver fork. Fuck is silver? You've eaten something silver before. Oh god, what was it? I think we said it tastes like black licorice. I think.
All right.
Kind of tastes like black licorice.
Cool.
That's gonna bother me now that I don't remember that. Anyway, so now there's just this awkward. Tink.
You know, Father, as to this wedding, if I hadn't left and I had ended up with Rodal, he would have been dead within the year living with me. This is actually a good thing.
And
you realize the turmoil that would have ensued.
What do you... He's gonna like just hold his... Nope.
Oh,
What's
Father,
done
please.
is done. There's really no point for questions. I'm rather done with the conversation. In fact, he like stands up, pulls back from the table.
You didn't used to shy away from such discussions. What happened?
Volt, what do you think about over there?
Making sure no one casts any spells, and barely eating.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for him to do something that would make me want to cast my protection of good and evil.
Alright. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, yes.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Still under my passive.
Actually, hold on. Huh. Okay, never mind. What is it? 17?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got... There's Warforged walking around. Gerald really hasn't moved too much. He still has his hands behind his back. I mean, the Viscount's kind of stood up, stayed down, eating and stuff. And the Countess is down at the end of the table, actually kind of far from everyone at this point now, but...
Has Gerald's hands been moving, or is he constantly having them behind his back?
It's kind of one of those things where, I mean, from where you're sitting in that role, I mean, he could be moving back there, could not be. it's kind of hard to tell. If I stood here like this all day, he's has a little bit of a like sway. Just maybe like a nervous tick kind of thing, just kind of swaying there while the Viscount and Percy are having words. He's just nervously kind of standing there. But in terms of you don't see him talking, if that means anything. But his hands aren't doing anything that you can tell.
Okay.
All right. So you are on the top of your mind looking for people casting spells.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when he stands up from the table, he's going to look back down towards the Countess when he says that I'm done here, right? And he's going to look down at the Countess, and the Countess is going to stand up too. You all are free to finish your meals. Looks at Persephone, because it's the polite thing to do. Looks at Calypso. I hope you will see all your friends out and guests, as already some of them have left. And he's going to start to walk down towards... what's her face? Down this way.
Daphne?
Yeah. The Countess.
Countess.
She literally has her name on the token there.
Countess. Anyone want to do anything?
Have I picked up anything with my 15 insight?
You can make another roll if you like, since you've had more of a conversation now.
I mean, he's got to be PMSing. He's extra crabby.
Hey, don't insult crab like that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's 20! Plus 2!
Okay. All right. Okay. So you've had most of your conversation with the Viscount, right?
Yes, but I have glanced at Mom a little bit.
Right. Okay. Okay. So when you're talking with Dad, from your insight, it's from your history of being with him, it's one of those things where everyone has fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might make Mom and Dad a little disappointed in what you're doing, even for sometimes where you didn't necessarily you weren't necessarily at this royal thing that or this noble thing that you were supposed to be at. You're always the missing kid in the thing, like numerous times, more than once, right? And it's always been one of those things where he might have been a little like frustrated. This, even for what is kind of hard to figure out what exactly this marriage is all about, definitely seems like he's like a little bit over the top about it, even for your dad, right? And on the back end, I would also say that for your mom, she has always been the one to settle the old man down, especially when he started to get into it a little bit, which she sort of did earlier, but especially like raising his voice to the daughters. Now maybe the sons, sure, but not the ladies. So I'd say with your nat 20 there, I mean, if it's not apparent that something is off, I mean, I don't know what else the nat 20 is going to tell you. Your dad's not acting like your dad. Your mom's not acting like your mom. Gerald seems pretty on the up and up. Some of these Warforged are walking around saying Bob and Dennis and stuff now.
I've done my job.
Yep.
Okay, so as he reaches her chair, I can't help if you don't tell me what's going on.
Ooh, okay. So I asked Percy, and then I asked Volt last, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you say that statement, what are you thinking about in terms of the thought process behind that statement?
Trying to figure out what about this has him so worked up. trying to think, what was so special about this deal? It can't just be to protect the House of Courts. Is there something underlying? Is somebody trying to blackmail him? Just trying to piece things together.
Okay, and your question was?
I can't help if you don't tell me what's going on.
Yeah, more of a statement. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was a question.
Yeah. Just trying to hint to him, I am the smartest of your kids. I can figure something out.
So as he grabs up the Countess and starts to walk away, and they maybe get, not even halfway down here, and you say that, they're both going to turn around, and she's going to whisper something into his ear. And with that, he's going to look back at you and say, "Oh, Persephone. Would you rather me tell you or just show you?"
Whatever would be clearest.
Show. No, always go for show. Rookie mistake.
Okay. So, they will look at each other, and she's going to stand there, and he is going to start to walk over this direction, and he's not actually going to go out the hall. They're going together. Oh, God. Never mind that. Roll20 wanted me to do something else.
I mean, if you highlight both of them, they're both going to move.
Okay. So as he walks over here, Percy, make a history check real quick.
Is there a secret panel or something? Oh, that wasn't fantastic. History, 13.
13.
I mean, she would be the type to find hidden things in the place.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. So as he starts to walk towards that, I'll say with your 13...
Yes!
He's gonna pull out a gun. The end all solution.
He's more of a sword guy than a gun guy, but yeah.
Right. So as he walks over there, and you're like, that's kind of odd. As he gets like right up to the side of the entranceway to the hallway, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, how do I explain this? It's almost like as he's doing these actions, it's all coming back to you about what he's doing, if that makes sense, right? It's not as he's walking there, it's like in the process of, right? You're like, oh, wait, why is he doing that? And the thought that you're having as he's doing that is, why is he walking towards the... And he walks over, and there's these two sconces next to the hallway, which are lit, but he actually slides it up and pushes the button. And as he pushes the button, you recall that this button is the safe room for this ballroom. And as he pushes it, the doors to the kitchen close, the windows slam shut, and the doors where he's standing all slam shut as well, with these large, heavy, thick metal doors that all come from the sides, and the windows come from up above. If you want to cast that protection from good and evil thing, this would probably be one of those good moments to do that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll throw it on Percy, because I don't think it's going to work on those guys.
Okay. So
I have to mark off a sorcery point.
As you cast that onto her, interestingly enough, everyone's attention has been on the Viscount this whole time. And as he pushes his button, he goes, well then, it might just be easier just to show you then, love. And he turns around, and as he turns around, you start to hear this as the Countess starts to kind of keel over, and her shoulders start to, and the other one, as her dress starts to rip, she actually starts to bulge out in size and as she bulbous out the sides, again, there's not a lot of light in here, especially with the windows now closed, but all the sconces give enough light where you can start to see the reds and the yellows of the sconces start to shine off the and she starts to rip out of her shirt, and as she starts to rip out, you actually see this yellow, dark brown, wax-like figures start to cocoon out of her form, of the Viscount's form, and this skin almost kind of like drops to the ground, but not like a skin costume. The skin actually almost kind of like melts into a wax itself. And as this creature starts to evolve out of this body, you see this one large red orb or eye start to like seemingly come out of the middle of nowhere and look at all of you. And that's where we're going to end the session for today.
I fucking called it.
Man, so glad we got out of there when we did.
Yeah, you guys might live. That's cool.
It's actually kind of a problem that we got out of there when we did.
Sucks for you guys, but
Percy's got tricks. Don't worry.
All right.
Oh, we're fine.
So
she's got stuff up her sleeve that the family didn't even know about because it was after she left. So
just to give a little bit of an idea of
yes.
No, it's her.
Oh my gosh, she's Oh, what the fuck?
That sounds like an oozy thing.
That's a handmaiden of Lolth. I know what those are.
Yeah, that's just a lot.
Yeah, I looked that up after reading one of the Drizzt books. That's gonna be fun.
So, guys and gals, thanks so much for playing. That was fun. That was a good session. I like that stuff.
Yeah. Heather, can you write down that I gave you that? It's a concentration.
Yes.
All right, excellent. So we have somewhat of a weird split party.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I mean,
gotta play the character.
No, I fucking love it. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
So we'll pick us up here next time, guys and gals. You know, in 2 weeks.
Oh God.
So, for everyone watching, thanks so much for hanging out, sticking around. I'm going to do some mini plugs here, right? So, obviously, we're going to be streaming this on the Hoda channel, so please, subscribe and follow and like us. And we have our Facebooks out, right? So, Heather and Nick have been working really hard with the Facebooks, and Kale's been taking care of the Twitters, and Cody and Crab have been working on the Discord. So, we got all kinds of fun stuff. So, make sure you plug into those so you can talk with all these fine people and get some updates and things.
Hey.
Percy just got like some new character art or some really fun stuff, right? With your Skyward thing.
Yeah, it's on the Facebook page. It's amazing.
It's really cool. So we got all this fun stuff happening, and again, thanks so much for so we're halfway through, right? Episode 4, guys and gals, and we'll see what happens next time when we play. So everyone, do you guys remember your order? You just want to say bye real quick? Do you remember it's Nick?
Yeah. What are we saying? We're just saying bye?
Yeah, just say bye. It'll be fun.
Okay.
We can't
Good
just all
morning.
say it at once.
You want to say it once? Fine. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Good job, everybody.